The campus queen had just gotten into a huge fight with me, and the very next day, I vanished. From that day on, I disappeared from her life completely. No classmate or teacher knew where I went. When she finally went to my house, she found that my family had already moved away. With no other options left, she begged her father through tears to use his connections to check my identity records at the police station. The answer came back, no such person exists. At that moment, the only thought in Celine's mind was that the boy she loved was dead. For 3 years, she held on to that belief without wavering. 3 years later, I returned after completing a national research mission, and I learned that Celine is a sophomore at Jingdu University. To make up for the regrets of high school, even though I could easily be a professor, I choose to enroll at Jingdu University as a freshman instead. At the School of Business freshman reception desk at Jingdu University, Celine sits calmly in her chair. She is simply sitting there quietly, yet she has already drawn the attention of plenty of passing freshmen. Celine, you really do live up to your reputation as the #1 campus queen of Jingdu University. Look at all those new freshmen. The moment they see you, they can't take their eyes off you. I guarantee that once orientation is over, who knows how many of them are going to be asking around about you all over campus. Let them. I have zero interest in dating anyone. Compared to dating these guys, hanging out with you girls by Wyoming Lake enjoying the evening breeze, or grabbing late-night snacks on the food street, isn't that way more romantic than love? But the moment those words leave her lips, the light in Celine's eyes suddenly dims. Enjoying the breeze together by Wyoming Lake, eating barbecue at the food street outside the North Gate, studying together at the library, skipping class to watch him play in the school basketball games. She had said all of these things to that boy back then. But now, among all the students coming and going across this campus, even though some have eyes like his, or a nose like his, or even a way of speaking like his, none of them are him. Mia notices the sadness in Celine's eyes and gets a little nervous. Celine, don't tell me you're still hung up on that boyfriend of yours who's been dead for 3 years. Celine's story is something her roommates roughly know about. A naive high school love, whether it was a real relationship or just a secret crush. It was just youth. Everyone has been through something similar. But even if she mourned for 3 whole years, those 3 years have already passed. Why not try for a fresh start? Celine sees right through Mia's concern and smiles with an easy, carefree expression. It's not really that I can't let go. It's just that right now, I still can't bring myself to like anyone else. Celine gives Mia's hand a little tug. Come on, stop standing here like a statue. The freshmen are probably all arriving by now. Why don't you head to the front gate and greet them? Maybe this year our department will get a few good-looking guys that catch your eye. Good point. Mia quickly leaves the reception desk and heads to the front gate to welcome the new students. Celine lets out a long breath. Her slightly reddened eyes blink rapidly a few times. Her mind drifts back to those days of dozing off in math class, passing notes during Chinese class, hand-copying song lyrics in study hall, and squeezing in a sweet dream during every 10-minute break. A summer breeze sweeps by, tousling the long hair at her temples. Celine lifts her head slightly, a trace of wistfulness settling across her face. If only you were still here, how wonderful that would be. At the gates of Jingdu University, I stand with my suitcase in hand, looking up at the grand entrance before me. A wave of unexpected emotion ripples through my otherwise calm and steady heart. She must have been heartbroken when I disappeared without a word back then. I take a deep breath and slowly walk through the gate into campus. I barely take a few steps before Mia, wearing an orientation volunteer armband, walks up to me with a warm smile. Hey there, which department are you in? I'm one of the orientation volunteers. I can take you to check in. School of Business. I'm not too familiar with the campus actually. Thanks for the help. No trouble at all. What a coincidence. I'm in the School of Business too. Come to think of it, that makes you my direct junior. Mia reaches out to take my suitcase. Give me your suitcase. I'll take you over to check in right now. I casually pull my suitcase back just a little, smooth enough that she doesn't notice. It's okay. It's pretty heavy. I can handle it myself. Mia doesn't push it. She flashes an easygoing smile. Alright then, just follow me. So Mia leads the way toward the freshman check-in area on campus. We barely walk 2 steps before I look up and ask, since you're a senior in our department, do you happen to know Celine? Celine Lin? Mia nods immediately, a teasing look in her eyes. Of course I know her. You sure have your sources, don't you? You just got here, and you've already figured out who the prettiest campus queen in our department is. Interested in our Celine, are we? Celine and I went to the same high school. She's actually the reason I chose to come to the School of Business at Jingdu University. Mia looks surprised for a second, then gives me a knowing look. Came all this way for her, huh? Kids these days are something else. But since you're from the same high school, you must have heard about Celine's story, right? I blank out for a second. In my memory, Celine was always a model student in high school. Other than being called the campus queen and a top student, I genuinely don't know what other story she could have. Does finishing second in every exam count? Because first place was always me. Just then, my phone buzzes in my pocket. I give Mia an apologetic glance. Sorry, I need to take this. I pull up my phone and pick up the call. Professor Grant, it's Ash. Professor Grant is a professor at Jingdu University. Despite his relatively young age, he has already become one of the leading authorities in the field of microelectronics in the country. He currently serves as the dean in charge of scientific research at Jingdu University's College of Electronic Information. During my 3 years at the research facility, I earned the respect of top professors across multiple fields through my expertise. Those connections also built me a substantial network. A cheerful male voice comes through the phone. Chief Engineer Ashton, I'm truly sorry. The original plan was for me to personally welcome you at the campus gate, but a project came up with some issues, and they needed me to help. So I'm not in Jingdu right now. I apologize. The project comes first. I'm fine. I'm already getting my enrollment paperwork sorted out. But I still don't understand. With your level of research capability, you could easily outperform any doctoral candidate. Why would you suddenly want to go to college? Chief Engineer Ashton, let me say what I always say. The moment you change your mind, I can immediately file a request to make you an honorary professor at Jingdu University. If you want to teach, we can even create a dedicated program for you to lecture in. And I guarantee you, the benefits we offer will be far better than anything Huaking University can match. Back at the research facility, I was a hot commodity in the eyes of every university dean. But at the time, my mind was focused entirely on achieving a breakthrough with the lithography machine, so none of those deans dared to make their move. Now that the research is complete, my contributions alone are worth at least a seat as an academician of the National Academy. An academician this young is the kind of talent every institution would fight over, and since I've come to Jingdu University, they naturally won't let me slip away. Let's talk about that later. Just let me rest for a while first. Alright, I'm about to check in. You're busy too, so I won't keep you. Sure, go ahead and check in. Even though I'm not on campus right now, if you ever need anything at all, just give me a call. Will do. I'll come visit you once you're back in Jingdu. I hang up. By now, we have reached the check-in area. Mia looks around and realizes that Celine, who was sitting at the reception desk earlier, has suddenly disappeared. She quickly walks over to the other volunteers and asks, "Where's Celine? I brought her a freshman from her hometown. Our campus queen said it was too hot out here. She felt bad for us sitting here all day, so she offered to buy us all milk tea. She went to pick it up just now." Mia looks a little disappointed. She turns to me. "Sorry about that. She had to step out, so you won't be able to see her right now." I smile lightly and nod. "No worries. There's plenty of time ahead. We'll meet eventually. Which class are you in?" "Class 1, School of Business." "Oh, perfect then. Celine and I are both the student advisors for Class 1. You'll see her at the freshman meet and greet tomorrow. Go ahead and check in for now." I nod and walk up to the check-in table for the School of Business. After they verify my admission letter, I find my name on the freshman roster, sign it, and receive my dorm key and student ID card. A sophomore walks up to me. "All set? Let me take you to your dorm. Drop off your luggage first, then you can head over to the dorm office to pick up your bedding and some daily essentials." I nod and follow the sophomore toward the men's dormitory. Not long after I leave, Celine returns to the School of Business check-in area. Mia immediately rushes over to her. "Celine, your timing could not have been worse. Let me tell you, this year our department got a freshman who is ridiculously handsome, super classy, and guess what? He says he went to the same high school as you. I'm telling you, he definitely came here for you." Celine shakes her head with a helpless smile. "Stop right there. I have no plans to date anyone. I didn't say anything about dating, but he's from your hometown and he's in your department. You should at least look out for him. Anyway, he's in Class 1. You'll see him at the freshman meet and greet tomorrow. His name is Ashton. How about that? Do you remember him at all?" The moment Mia says his name, Celine's heartbeat seems to skip half a beat. Even her voice begins to tremble. "What did you say his name was?" "Ashton. Why? Is something wrong?" Celine shakes her head, a flicker of disappointment mixed with urgency in her voice. "No, it's nothing. Which way did he go?" Mia points in the direction I left. By the time Celine's gaze follows, my silhouette and the sophomores have just disappeared around a corner. But in that split second, Celine swears she catches a glimpse of that boy's silhouette from years ago. She quickly shakes her head. "No, it can't be. It's probably just someone with the same name. 3 years ago during summer break, she had fought with me and said she never wanted to speak to me again. But after cooling off for 2 days, she had texted me again. Yet from that day on, I had vanished from her life entirely. No classmate, no teacher knew where I went. Not only had my family moved away, but even my identity records at the police station had been wiped clean. At that point, a single thought had taken root in Celine's mind. I was dead. For 3 years, she had believed it without question. So in her eyes, that silhouette absolutely cannot be me. At most, it's just someone who shares the same name and has a similar build." In the end, Celine pulls back her feet that are itching to chase after him, trembling slightly. The sophomore drops me off at the dormitory building and leaves. I follow the room number marked on my key and push open the door to the dorm room where my college life begins. Before long, the other 2 guys arrive at the dorm as well. The 4 of us rank ourselves by birthday. Derek is the oldest, Marcus is second, I'm third, and Tyler is the youngest. We've come from all corners of the country to end up together. I'm a Jingdu local, so I know this area pretty well. "Dinner's on me tonight, how about it?" Derek quickly waves his hand. "No need to treat us, let's just split the bill, but since you know the area, you pick the spot." Tyler and I nod with a smile. Just then, Tyler's phone pings. He quickly glances at it, then holds up his phone for the rest of us to see. "Guys, have you joined the class group chat yet? The counselor just created one, and there's a message saying our student advisor this year is Celine. You guys know who Celine is, right?" Derek is the first to react. "No way. Seriously? Celine is our student advisor?" I raise an eyebrow slightly. From the information I had someone dig up for me earlier, I already knew Celine was popular at Jingdu University, but I didn't expect her to be this popular. Marcus finishes reading the group chat and lets out a sigh. "What a shame. As the #1 campus queen of Jingdu University, Celine has been hung up on her ex-boyfriend who's been dead for 3 years. Otherwise, just based on the fact that she's our student advisor, I would definitely shoot my shot." Something stirs inside me. I look up and ask, "An ex-boyfriend from 3 years ago? Celine had a boyfriend 3 years ago?" Marcus nods eagerly, his face full of gossip. "From what I've heard through the grapevine, Celine's ex-boyfriend was her seatmate during freshman year of high school, but he passed away in some kind of accident. Such a tragedy. If she had just broken up with him, that would be one thing, but the guy is dead. I'm guessing our campus queen is probably going to spend her whole life unable to forget that high school boyfriend of hers." I freeze for a second. "Her seatmate during freshman year? If I remember correctly, Celine's seatmate back then was me. When exactly did I become her ex-boyfriend?" I'll admit, back then I did have a little crush on her, but I never even got the chance to act on it before I was taken away for the research project. What on earth happened during these 3 years I was gone? I need answers. I shoot up from my chair so fast that all 3 of my roommates immediately turn and stare. "Ashton, what's with the sudden jump? Where are you going?" "Oh, I just remembered. I still need to pick up some daily essentials. I'm heading to the supermarket near campus." I can hardly tell them that I'm the very person they've been calling Celine's ex-boyfriend who's been dead for 3 years. Actually, the stuff the school handed out isn't really enough. I need to buy some things too. Mind if I tag along? Same here. Let's all go. I need stuff too. Let's just go together. 3 years have already passed. One more day won't matter. Check-in was only in the afternoon anyway. By the time the 4 of us finish stocking up on everything we need at the supermarket near campus and get back, it's already past 7. After we put everything away and freshen up, Marcus looks at the rest of us. "Guys, the timing's perfect. Let's go check out the area around campus and grab some late-night food. Sounds good. Alright, just let me blow dry my hair first. And don't say I didn't warn you guys. Jingdu University may not have everything, but when it comes to pretty girls, we blow walking university out of the water. Dress sharp, and you might just catch someone's eye. Derek's face lights up instantly. Why didn't you say so earlier? I'm changing my whole outfit. Tyler perks up too and shouts at Marcus. Marcus, I'm not great with hair. Can you style mine too while you're at it? The corner of my mouth twitches. A genuine smile slowly creeps into my eyes. This must be what youth feels like. I hold up my phone's dark screen and check my reflection. Still as handsome as ever. No issues here. Meanwhile, at the girls' dormitory, Mia walks over to Celine with a grin. Celine, what should we eat tonight? Let's just go to the cafeteria. I think the new braised pork with bean curd sticks on the first floor is pretty good. The cafeteria? We just got back to school. We've been busy all day. Let's go check out the Northgate area instead, find something good to eat, and pick up some fruit on the way back. Celine immediately shoots her a look. I think you just want to go out and scope out the new freshmen, don't you? Celine turns to the other two roommates. What about you two? Want to come along? Both roommates nod. Celine glances up at Mia. After a whole summer apart, it does feel like forever since we all went out together. Alright, let's go. The four guys in our dorm quickly get ready and head straight for the Northgate food street. Almost at the same time, Celine and her three roommates leave the girls' dormitory and arrive at the same food street. Marcus strolls along with his hands in his pockets looking at us. Guys, this Northgate strip is the famous food street of Jingdu University. There are a bunch of great barbecue spots on this street. Take your pick. Derek and Tyler exchange a glance, then both look at me. Which one, Ashton? I casually scan the barbecue places nearby and pick the closest one. This one. Marcus quickly takes the lead. Let's go, guys! At the same time, Mia is holding onto Celine's wrist, scanning the area before turning to Celine and the other two. Girls, where should we eat? The other two roommates say they're fine with anything. Mia turns her gaze to Celine. Celine casually lifts her head and her eyes sweep quickly across the surroundings. Her entire body jolts. There, at the entrance of a barbecue place, I'm standing beside Derek and the others, just about to walk inside. In that instant, Celine's mind goes completely blank. Her eyes lock onto the shop I just entered, and she holds her breath, unable to snap out of it. The resemblance is uncanny. Unlike the fleeting glimpse of a back she saw this morning, she feels like she has actually just seen a guy who looks almost exactly like Ash. For a moment, Celine feels like she can't breathe. Mia shakes Celine's wrist a few times. Celine, why are you spacing out? Celine snaps back to reality. She looks at Mia and the others. Let's do barbecue. Summer barbecue and drinks. Perfect combo. Mia and the others have no objections. Celine then slowly leads them toward the exact barbecue place I just walked into. With every step she takes, her heartbeat quickens a little more. Can there really be someone in this world who looks exactly alike? Or could it be? In that moment, Celine's heart, frozen still for 3 years, begins to stir back to life. Call it wishful thinking. Call it a fool's hope. Either way, she has to see this guy who looks exactly like the Ash she remembers. On our side, Marcus and the others have already gotten a table in a private room. I take the menu and flip through it briefly, then look at the guys. I'm going to hit the restroom. You guys go ahead and order. On the other side, Celine and Mia's group also arrive at the restaurant and find a corner table. After Celine asks the owner for a menu, she turns to the others. You guys go ahead and order. I think I just saw someone I know. Let me go find him. Someone you know? Is it a cute guy? Oh, stop it. Just order. Then Celine stands in place, scanning every corner of the restaurant. When all she sees are unfamiliar faces, disappointment washes over her. But she takes a deep breath and begins pushing open the door of every single private room, one by one. Each time she finds no familiar face, she walks back out, more crestfallen than before. Finally, Celine pushes open the door to the room where Marcus and the others are sitting. The moment they see Celine walk in, all three of them stare wide-eyed. Celine! Hi! Celine gives them an awkward smile, then notices the 4 sets of bowls and chopsticks on the table. You have a fourth person? Yeah, Ashton went to the restroom. Celine nods, looking a bit apologetic. Sorry about that. I thought I saw someone I knew. Wrong room. She quickly backs out. But the moment she turns around, she sees the back of a guy in a white t-shirt. In that instant, Celine's heartbeat shoots up dramatically. She takes a deep breath, walks slowly up behind the guy, and taps him on the shoulder. The guy turns around quickly. When he sees Celine, his eyes light up. Hey, Celine, can I help you with something? Celine's expression freezes. I'm sorry, I got the wrong person. My mistake. I'm so sorry. She apologizes again and again, then walks back to Mia and the others, looking like she's lost her soul. What happened? You went out for a minute and came back looking like a ghost. It's nothing. This is our first time eating out together this semester. Bottoms up on me. After pouring herself a full glass of soda, Celine tilts her head back and gulps the entire thing down in one go. On my end, I walk out of the restroom without glancing at the main dining area and head straight back into our private room. The table is already covered with glasses of ice-cold drinks. The moment I walk in, Derek, Tyler, and Marcus all grin. Ashton, that was the longest bathroom break ever. We've all been waiting. Come on, let's toast to the 4 of us coming together from all over the country. I don't hold back. The moment I sit down, I pick up the glass in front of me. Half an hour later, after several rounds of drinks and a good spread of food, Marcus raises his glass and grins. Guys, Celine is eating here in this same restaurant. What do you say we go out there and offer her a toast? She's going to be our student advisor during military training after all. Wait, Celine came by? Yeah, you were in the restroom. She probably walked into the wrong room, so she popped into ours for a second. When I went out to use the restroom earlier, I saw her and her roommate still drinking out there. Yeah, I saw them too. I have to say, Celine really lives up to her title as the #1 campus queen of Jingdu University. Even when she's drinking, she goes absolutely wild. Hearing this, I furrow my brow slightly. Drinking? The Celine I remember never touched a single drop of alcohol. With a sharp screech, I push my chair back and stand up instantly. Derek and the others immediately look at me. Ashton, where are you going? I'll be back. You guys keep going. With that, I push open the door to our private room and step into the main dining area. I scan the room and quickly spot Celine, who keeps drinking glass after glass. At the table, Mia and the other two roommates look at her with concern. Celine, please stop drinking. Look at you. You've had way too much. Shh. Celine's gaze is already unfocused. Her hand trembles as she lifts another glass. Her face is flushed a deep red. I'm fine. I'll just finish this last one and then I'll stop. Just then, a face appears before her eyes, a face that has haunted her dreams. Even though it looks a little blurry, Celine is certain it's me. I snatch the glass right out of her hand, down the entire thing myself, and set it on the table. That's enough. Mia looks at me in surprise. Oh, it's you! Hey Mia, how much has she had? Mia points at the floor, where 7 or 8 empty bottles are lined up. All of these. Every single one. Our campus queen drank them all. And now she's wasted? Celine suddenly lifts her head. Behind her reddened eyes, 2 streams of tears instantly roll down her cheeks. I'm not drunk. Ash? Is that you? Ash, you're finally here. Celine throws her arms around me and holds on tight. I promise I'll never fight with you again. Please don't disappear on me again, okay? My eyes fill with a complicated mix of emotions. I reach out and gently pat her trembling shoulders, then turn to Mia. Where's your dorm? Let me help you get her back. Mia freezes for a moment, then gets excited. Yes, perfect. We honestly can't carry her anyway. Thanks so much. It's no trouble at all. I wrap one arm around Celine's waist and scoop her up in a princess carry, lifting her from the chair into my arms. I walk out of the restaurant with steady, even steps. Back in the private room, Derek and the others poke their heads out and watch me carry Celine away. All 3 of them are frozen in place. It all happened so fast. Just a minute ago, they were debating whether to go offer Celine a toast, and then I come along and just carry her away. What is happening? Celine's other 2 roommates are just as confused. In the entire year since starting college, the guys who have chased Celine range from trust fund kids with luxury cars to startup founders off campus. Every single one of them was rejected without exception. On campus, she never showed the slightest interest in any guy. So how is it that the moment this freshman shows up, she just throws herself at him? Mia is caught off guard too. Given the current situation, there's definitely some kind of story between these 2. But as far as she knows, there's only one guy Celine has ever had a story with, and that's the ex-boyfriend who's been dead for 3 years. Could Ash actually be? The thought sends a shiver down Mia's spine. Did this guy seriously just pull off a resurrection? But right now, she doesn't have time to overthink it. She dashes to the register, settles the bill, and hurries out with the other 2 roommates to follow me. Outside the restaurant, plenty of Jingdu University students are walking back and forth along the street. The instant I step out carrying Celine in my arms, every pair of eyes on the street locks onto us. Oh my god, look, a Princess Carrie. Is someone filming a drama or something? That guy is so hot, and those legs are insanely long. I wish I were the girl in his arms. Countless girls squeal behind their hands, but quite a few sharp-eyed guys recognize Celine in my arms and immediately lose it. No freaking way. Isn't that Celine? The sophomore Celine? Unhand my goddess. Let me carry her instead. Celine opens her eyes groggily, staring at my face just inches away. Her arms wrap around my neck instantly, clinging to me like a squirrel hugging a tree. She murmurs softly, her breath warm against my skin. Ash, is it really you? Ash, you're finally back. Promise me you won't leave again, okay? I really promise I'll never fight with you again. I lower my head and look at Celine in my arms. A wave of tenderness fills my eyes. I promise I won't leave you again, okay? The moment Celine hears those words, a bright smile breaks across her face and she calls out like a little kid throwing a tantrum. Then it's a promise. You're never allowed to leave again. And if either of us ever disappears without a word again, that person is a total loser. I promise. Whoever disappears is a total loser. With that, Celine finally settles down. She curls up peacefully in my arms and slowly drifts off to sleep. I turn my head to glance at Mia, who's walking beside me. Does she always get like this when she drinks? Mia shakes her head repeatedly. Not at all. Even though we go out and drink together sometimes, Celine always keeps herself in check. She's never gotten drunk before. This is actually the first time we've ever seen her like this. Who would have thought someone usually so cool and composed would turn into such a little kid after drinking? The 2 girls walking alongside nod in agreement. I give a slight nod, then notice all 3 of them holding up their phones. Are you guys recording? Mia's expression freezes. She gives me an awkward smile. Just capturing the moment. We're simply recording what she's like when she's drunk. That way, when she wakes up tomorrow, we can show it to her and help her remember what happened tonight. Fine, film away. Just make sure you get my good side. You got it. But barely 2 steps later, Mia looks at me with curiosity again. Hey Ashton, you're not seriously the ex-boyfriend she says has been dead for 3 years, are you? I think about it for a few seconds. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, that would be me. The girls are immediately confused. But she said you were— I cut Mia off, glancing down at Celine in my arms. You're going to say I've been dead for 3 years, right? Honestly, I'd love to know myself why she thinks I've been dead for 3 years. With Mia leading the way, I carry Celine all the way to the entrance of the girls' dormitory. Only then do I carefully set her down from my arms. I look at Mia and the others. Could you girls look after her tonight once you're inside? No problem. Together, they help Celine to her feet and walk her step by step into the dormitory building. I wait until they disappear from sight before I finally turn and leave. By the time I get back to the restaurant, Derek and the others are still sitting obediently in the private room. The moment I walk through the door, all 3 of them spring to their feet. One pulls out my chair, one clears a clean spot on the table, and one places a plate of fresh hot skewers and a cold drink in front of me. After they sit me down, the 3 of them line up in a row back in their seats, looking like a full-on interrogation panel. Their faces are bursting with curiosity. Spill it, Ashton. What's the story? It's literally your first day of college, and you just quietly went and swept the prettiest campus queen of Jingdu University off her feet? I give them a helpless look. Nobody swept anybody. She and I knew each other in high school. I heard you guys say she was out there, so I went to say hi. I didn't expect her to be that drunk, so I just walked her back to the dorm. Derek rolls his eyes at me. Did you even listen to yourself just now? Ashton, don't act like we're all blind. If you're just regular friends, why did you princess carry her back to the dorm? Her roommates were standing right there. And besides, I saw it crystal clear. Our campus queen threw herself into your arms. Tyler's eyes light up. Ashton, don't tell me you're actually the ex-boyfriend she says has been dead for 3 years? You two broke up 3 years ago, you broke her heart, and out of spite you went around telling everyone you were dead. Inside the dorm, Derek, Tyler, and Marcus crowd around me, the energy through the roof. I get it now, Ashton. That's messed up. You loved her and left her, ditched our campus queen, and then she went around saying you were dead. Oh man, if that's really what happened during the next 2 weeks of military training, she's our student advisor. She's going to give us such a hard time. Tyler pats me on the shoulder, looking genuinely worried. Dude, you need to sort this out. I can't help but laugh and sigh at the same time. Stop making stuff up, guys. I didn't do anything wrong to her, and we were never even a couple. As far as I know, she never dated anyone in high school. Oh, I see now. So that ex-boyfriend who's been dead for 3 years was just made up by our campus queen. She invented a fake dead boyfriend to keep everyone away. Does that mean I actually have a shot? Derek shoots Marcus a look of pure disdain. Get out of here with that. I swear on my legendary sixth sense, there is definitely an untold story between Ashton and our campus queen. In a flash, all three of them swivel their heads back toward me. Derek clasps his hands together, practically begging. Dude, please, spill the tea! I let out a helpless sigh and look at the three of them with a calm, honest expression. We were never together. I never loved and left anyone, just normal classmates. So you're saying you don't feel anything for her at all? I paused for a long moment. I do. Meanwhile, somewhere deep in the northern frontier, inside a massive aerospace engine research facility, the atmosphere in the conference room is heavy. A man barely in his 70s, yet with a full head of white hair, sits in a white lab coat, staring at stacks upon stacks of classified blueprints, with his head practically spinning. This is Professor Grant, the man I spoke with on the phone earlier. Vice President Wallace of the National Academy stands at the front of the conference room, his gaze stern as he addresses the assembled researchers. His tone is grave. Ladies and gentlemen, regarding the failure of this test flight, does anyone have thoughts? Has the source of the problem been identified? The diagnostics report is in. Several areas showed issues. First and foremost, the turbine blades. The precision of the blades is still slightly off spec. Then there's also, everyone listens in silence until the briefing concludes. Chief Engineer Wallace lets out a cold scoff and slams the report down on the table. Let's set everything else aside. How many times have we tested the precision of these turbine blades, and they still can't meet the standard? What exactly are those material supplier corporations thinking? Are they expecting us to redesign the whole thing? Other research facilities that started at the same time have already built engines for fifth-generation transport aircraft, along with engines for various types of drones and missiles. But their aerospace fighter engine project, after a full decade of research, has produced this kind of result during the test flight. Professor Grant looks up at Chief Engineer Wallace, his tone confident. Chief Engineer Wallace, I know someone who might be able to help us solve this. The person he's talking about is me. When it came to the lithography machine research, the facility had run into plenty of problems, but every single one of those problems, the moment they landed in my hands, was resolved in no time. In a way, among the researchers who had been part of the lithography machine project, my reputation had reached almost legendary status. On top of that, Professor Grant and I had discussed aerospace fighter engine design more than once, and I had offered quite a few original insights of my own. He believes that if I come, the problem will be solved. Chief Engineer Wallace immediately turns to Professor Grant, a glimmer of hope in his eyes. Who exactly can come and fix this? Professor Grant answers solemnly. Ashton. The moment the name drops, murmurs ripple through the entire room. Ashton? Who's that? What field is he an expert in? I've never heard that name before in this country. Is there an aerospace researcher named Ashton? Chief Engineer Wallace is the Vice President of the National Academy himself. If even he can't solve it, how is some guy named Ashton going to fix anything? Whether it's their project or mine, everything is classified at the highest level. Not to mention, my identity within the country is currently S classified, so virtually no one in this room has ever heard my name. Chief Engineer Wallace's expression shifts. He looks at Professor Grant. This Ash you're talking about, is he the lead designer of that project you were part of? As Vice President of the National Academy, he is well connected, especially since back when they were nominating me for senior academician, all the senior members of the Academy had held a special meeting about it. He knows a fair amount about what I've accomplished. That's him. Can you get him here? From what I know, that kid is off wasting his talent as a student at Jingdu University, isn't he? That's right, wasting his talent. These veterans know full well what my research abilities are. In just 3 years, I built a 1-nanometer lithography machine from scratch, single-handedly launching China's chip technology to the top of the world. With talent like that, Chief Engineer Wallace wishes he could keep me locked in the lab 24 hours a day. I can't make any guarantees, but it's worth a try. Then try. I've actually been wanting to meet that interesting kid myself. We're all getting old. The future of this country's research will ultimately rest in the hands of the young. The next morning, in my dorm at Jingdu University, I pack my clothes while talking on the phone to Professor Grant on the other end. No problem at all. I'll book the earliest flight out and head over right away. I should be there by tonight. I hang up. Derek has just woken up. He scratches the back of his head groggily and looks up at me packing, confused. Ashton, why are you packing this early in the morning? Something came up with my family. I need to head back for a bit. I have just received a call from Professor Grant inviting me to consult on the design of the 7th generation aerospace fighter engine. This is technically not something I need to be involved in, but I understand that the moment I dedicated myself to research, I stopped belonging to myself alone. Just like the words I wrote at the research facility a few months ago, I will devote myself to scientific research, using knowledge and technology to serve my country and fight for this cause for my entire life. Some things simply need someone to do them. Derek is fully awake now, eyes wide. Going back? Are you serious? You're going to skip military training? I've already cleared it with the school. Derek nods, not entirely sure what to make of it. Then he keeps asking, you just say hi to the school and you get to skip? How long will you be gone? A week, if things go fast. If not, probably around the time you guys finish training. I'm just going to advise on a few things. I won't be involved in the main research. 2 weeks at most. Dude, are you just doing this to dodge military training? And you're just leaving out of nowhere? Did you even tell Celine? My hands freeze mid-fold. On the other side of campus, at the girls' dormitory, the early morning sun streams through the window and onto the floor. Celine rubs her aching forehead with a wince and stretches lazily. She calls out to Mia, who is already up. Mia, what time is it? 7. Still early. Celine quickly climbs out of bed, rubbing her sleepy eyes. I'm up. Did I get drunk last night? I have this vague memory of holding on to someone. Mia laughs. I thought you completely blacked out. Mia pulls out her phone and opens the video she recorded last night. Want me to help you remember? I've got the whole thing right here. You actually recorded it. I can't with you. Mia hands the phone to Celine. See for yourself. Do you recognize the guy who carried you home? Celine grabs the phone. The moment she sees the footage on the screen, she freezes completely. On the screen, there I am, carrying her back to the dorm. The video even catches my voice saying, just make sure you get my good side. In an instant, memories come flooding back. One tear, then another. They stream down Celine's face, one after the other. As if terrified I might vanish again, Celine watches the video once through, then stares at Mia with wide, urgent eyes. Mia, how do you know Ash? Where is he? He's a freshman in our department, School of Business. Last night after you got drunk, he showed up, you threw yourself into his arms, and then he carried you all the way back here. Celine, is he really that boyfriend you said has been dead for 3 years? I have to find him. Celine doesn't even bother answering Mia's question. She throws on her clothes in seconds and dashes out of the room. Mia shouts after her, hey, do you even know where his dorm is? Near the entrance of the men's dormitory, the morning foot traffic is still light. I walk slowly along the path in front of the building, heading to the cafeteria for breakfast. Then suddenly, Celine's trembling voice reaches my ears. Ash! Ash! I jerk my head up. Celine's tears are already wiped dry. She stands still in front of me, just looking at me. 3 years have passed. My face hasn't changed much, though I seem to have grown quite a bit taller. The youthful innocence is gone from my eyes, replaced by a maturity and steadiness, but the vibe is the same. Celine always used to say I acted way too old for my age, like some old scholar, always speaking in that dead serious tone. How interesting. He still carries that same scholarly air about him. Even in the plainest, simplest clothes, he still looks so refined and elegant. Although Celine already caught a glimpse of me in that video, now that they are face to face, she feels like her heart is about to stop completely. A deathly silence falls between them. Neither one speaks first. What she feels right now is mostly curiosity, confusion, and anger. Anger at me for leaving without a single word. Even if they were never together, don't friends still deserve a goodbye? I stand frozen in place too, staring at Celine for a long time. She looks the same as she did 3 years ago. Her face hasn't changed at all. Still just as beautiful as before. The truth is, when I left the research facility, I had already rehearsed all sorts of opening lines for when I saw Celine again. 3 years have passed. Have you found a boyfriend? How have you been? Congratulations on getting into Jingdu University. But now, I truly don't know how to face her. 3 years ago I received a legacy of a super civilization, the Eternal Knowledge Vault. Given my current level of understanding, I still can't fully grasp the concept of the Eternal Knowledge Vault. But it exists, deep within my mind. And it was through studying the contents of the Eternal Knowledge Vault that I ultimately developed the 1 nanometer lithography machine. And that was merely a low-tier technology inside the vault. It was precisely because of that 1 nanometer lithography technology that I decided on a whim to hand it over to the country. And that is what led to my disappearance 3 years ago. The two of them stare at each other for what feels like an eternity. In those few seconds, every little moment they shared in high school comes flooding back. The classmates cheering when the teacher called them both up to the board to solve a problem. Cheering each other on as they pushed through the 1500 meters at the sports festival. Sneaking spicy snacks during class. And under the glow of the setting sun, the sky painted in shades of red at dusk. In their youth, each of their names was carved into the other's story. The only regret is that Celine never held my sweaty, dirty hand after basketball, and I never tucked back the strands of hair the wind blew across her face. I stand here hesitating for a long time before I finally look up and ask, so I heard I died? Celine's eyes instantly turn red again, as if 1,000 words are choking in her throat. She clenches her teeth. Yeah, Ashton, aren't you supposed to be dead? Why did you have to show up again? For 3 whole years, Celine genuinely believed I was dead. And now, here I am, standing right in front of her. My voice catches. I desperately want to explain what happened over the past 3 years, why I left, what I was doing, but with my current identity, I simply cannot reveal any of it. Every explanation I want to give gets swallowed back down by force. Everything I have done in these 3 years, even the closest people in my life can never know about. My contributions may only be made public after I die, when I can finally stand in the light for all to see. In the end, all I can manage is a quiet, regardless of everything, it's been a long time. Celine's expression turns cold. I don't want to see you. I only came to check whether you were dead or alive. Now that I know you're alive, I'm leaving. With that, Celine turns to leave. I call out to her, Celine. She stops. Her tone is ice cold. What? I just want you to know that promise we made back then, I didn't break it. Celine lets out a bitter laugh, barely holding back her fury. That promise? Ash, what even are we to each other? Who do you think you are? You leave whenever you want, you show up whenever you want. 3 years. I sent you message after message and you never replied to a single one. Without any reason, you just vanished off the face of the earth. You just disappeared. Did you think that was cool? Were you proud of yourself? Did you think that would make me remember you forever? You vanished, didn't you? If you already disappeared, then why did you come back? That last line, Celine practically screams it, as if she is trying to pour out every ounce of pain, frustration, and resentment from the past 3 years all at once. In the beginning, Celine had genuinely held on to hope. Maybe I was just playing a prank on her, maybe I just vanished for one summer. She had told herself that once she found me, she would chew me out, but eventually she gave up. 3 years of silence. She had slowly begun to feel like she was forgetting the memories we made together. But now, here I am, appearing out of nowhere. I am left completely speechless. What can I possibly say? I already gave my life to this country. There is nothing left to give to her. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have left without saying goodbye. I left in too much of a rush. I didn't know how to face you or tell you I was leaving. The research project I was joining was a national secret. Even my own parents only knew that I had been specially recruited by the government into a classified program. Serving my country, I have no regrets. But when it comes to Celine, I carry nothing but guilt. Celine cuts me off. You don't need to apologize to me. We have no relationship. You can come and go as you please. Whatever you do has nothing to do with me. I look at Celine with guilt in my eyes. I have to go. There's an urgent matter at home. I need to head back for a while. But I'll be back by the time military training is over at the latest. The moment she hears this, Celine's expression tightens. She blurts out without thinking, "What happened?" Then her face goes cold again. "Go if you want. I'm nobody to you. You don't owe me an explanation. I've already cleared things with the school, but you are still our class's student advisor. A freshman skipping military training should at least give his advisor a heads up, right? Besides, in my eyes, you are far more than just my advisor." Celine lets out a soft scoff, then pretends to be unfazed. "I don't know what you're talking about. Is there anything else? If not, I'm leaving. That's all. This time it shouldn't count as disappearing without a word, right? I really don't want to be a total loser." Celine instantly flashes back to the things she said while drunk last night. Her face flushes red as she glares at me. "I can't be bothered with you. If you need to go, then go already. So annoying." With that, Celine spins around and walks away. I stand in place, watching her retreating figure, and a smile slowly spreads across my face. Back in her dorm, Celine thinks for a long time and suddenly starts scolding herself. She curses internally. "Celine, can you stop being so hopeless? Stop going soft the second you see him. He vanished for 3 years without a word. Did he ever care about how you felt? And you're worried about what's going on at his home?" After a few deep breaths to calm herself down, she makes up her mind. These 3 years of heartache, she absolutely cannot just let it slide. But I know nothing about any of this, because by now I have already stepped into the elevator, heading to the departure lounge. Suddenly someone outside starts yelling at everyone in the elevator. "Everyone inside, get out, hurry up, get out first!" I look up and scan the crowd outside the elevator. In the middle of a massive swarm of people stands a male celebrity, surrounded by fans snapping photos. I can't help but let out a cold laugh. "There's a lot of you, can't you just wait for the next one? Did your family build this airport?" The celebrity's assistant's face instantly turns sour. "What's that supposed to mean? Do you have any idea how packed our Jason's schedule is? Our flight is about to leave. Get out of the way, now!" I don't flinch. "Your flight is your problem. Ask anyone standing in this elevator. Every single one of them has somewhere to be. Does being a celebrity give you special privileges?" Hearing this, the obsessive female fans surrounding the star can't take it anymore. They start screaming. "Are any of them as busy as our Jason? Jason is a top-tier celebrity in this country. He has back-to-back appearances every single day. Is it so hard to let our Jason go first? What is wrong with you? Giving up the elevator for Jason should be an honor. Move. What are you standing there for? If our Jason misses his flight, can any of you afford to take responsibility?" By now, the celebrity's own expression has darkened. 2.5 years of fame in this country had turned him into someone used to getting his way. Forget giving up an elevator. Even when he showed up 2.5 hours late to set, the entire production crew had to wait for him. The star scoffs internally, but as a matter of professional habit, he is still careful about certain things. Doing anything too aggressive could easily turn public opinion against him. The next second, a smile appears on his face. He waves off his assistant and bodyguards, then looks at me with a grin. "It's fine. I know I'm in a rush, but you all go ahead. After all, everyone's busy." The corner of my mouth twitches. The time wasted on this whole scene was enough for the elevator to go up and come back down. But his brain-dead fans gush excitedly about how well-mannered their Jason is, pointing fingers at me. I shake my head, ignore the celebrity entirely, and press the button to close the elevator doors. What I don't know, however, is that just because I refuse to give up the elevator, this star is about to weaponize his fans against me. Shortly after I leave, the celebrity flashes a smile at his fans, a flicker of malice behind his eyes. All right, let's not make a fuss. It was just a little hiccup. Whatever you do, do not take this online. We should get going. Everyone break it up." The assistant chimes in right on cue, grinning at the crowd. "Everyone go on now. And remember, absolutely do not spread this on the internet. Absolutely do not." Of course, that is exactly what they say out loud. But inside, they are already scheming about how to milk this incident for publicity once it goes viral. The fans hadn't even considered posting about it. But now that the idea is planted, every fan group for this celebrity erupts instantly. Jason is their everything. Someone disrespecting their idol is worse than killing their own parents. Within minutes, Jason's obsessive fans begin going off online. Maliciously edited videos, attack slogans, data-scraping searches on my identity, all flood the internet at once. A post titled, "Come out and apologize to Jason, our idol deserves respect," is pushed straight to the top of the trending page by those rabid fans. As a result, some of my personal information ends up posted online. Most of the critical details are encrypted behind SSS clearance, and unless someone has top-level access, no one can get to them. But even so, my photo still gets leaked online. And in the personal history section, it reads, no records found for any activities related to Ashton during the 3-year gap. Once this gets exposed, Jason's keyboard warriors immediately go off. Is it really that easy to get into Jingdu University these days? Can just anyone waltz in? There's zero record of this guy's college entrance exam scores and nothing showing whether he ever competed in any top international competitions. How did someone like this get into Jingdu University? I demand the authorities investigate. Of course, some reasonable fans exist, but with the obsessive ones controlling the narrative, public opinion online tilts in Jason's favor from the start, turning me into public enemy number 1 overnight. Meanwhile, in the girls' dorm at Jingdu University, Mia is casually scrolling through videos when she spots the rapidly trending topic and immediately calls Celine over. Celine, is this your boy? The internet is tearing him apart right now. Celine freezes for a second, grabs Mia's phone, scrolls through it, and immediately looks annoyed. Are these fans stupid? She whips out her own phone, goes straight to the trending topic, and starts firing back. Since when are celebrities above everyone else? He didn't give up an elevator. Was the guy rushing off to his funeral or something? Watching Celine rage like this, Mia can't help but burst out laughing. Celine, who was it that said she was done with Ash forever? Looks to me like someone is still carrying a torch. This has nothing to do with feelings. If this happened to anyone else, I would react the same way. But Celine quickly discovers that her comments are instantly buried under a wave of hate. Celine, this is bad. Jason's crazy fans clearly aren't going to let your boy off the hook. He's in serious trouble this time. But right at that very moment, a red alert light flashes on inside a certain classified office. An officer reports urgently. Initiate immediate takedown. A massive number of users are exposing the identity of a SSS classified individual online. Potential security breach detected. Interception is on standby. Awaiting orders. Director Harris of the National Security Bureau sees this and immediately erupts in fury. What the hell are you people doing? Get every single piece of information about Ash off the internet right now and send a team to investigate this immediately. Check whether any foreign intelligence operatives are fanning the flames. You have 10 minutes. If he is harmed in any way because of this, every single one of you is done. China can survive without me as director of the National Security Bureau, but China's scientific community absolutely cannot survive without him. As a genius-level national researcher, my personal files have long been linked to the National Security Bureau. Anyone or any organization that tries to access my records immediately triggers a security alert. But what Director Harris never anticipated is that this time, it isn't just one person looking me up. It's thousands upon thousands of clueless internet users spreading my information everywhere. After reviewing the airport elevator surveillance footage, Director Harris grits his teeth and mutters a curse under his breath. These celebrities are getting more and more out of line. Acting like a diva is one thing, but the man has no idea who he just messed with. Asking someone who's about to become the youngest academician in the country to give up an elevator for you, you don't deserve it. But the moment he finishes, his phone rings. One glance at the caller ID, and his heart sinks. The one who never lets anything slide. The call is from President Morrison, head of the National Academy of Sciences. Don't let the fact that these men are old fool you. When it comes to protecting their own, every last one of them is a force to be reckoned with. Director Harris takes a deep breath before nervously picking up the call. President Morrison doesn't bother with pleasantries. He goes straight into a tirade. Harris, what exactly is the National Security Bureau's director good for? Something this massive blows up on the internet, and the Bureau has no countermeasures? Let me tell you, if Ash's identity gets exposed, I will personally march into your office and raise hell. Dignity be damned. President Morrison, please calm down. I've already got people on it. 10 minutes, and everything online will be taken down. And the celebrity? I'm meeting with the Cultural Development Department immediately. Rest assured, I will give you and every researcher at the Academy a full accounting. Good. I'll be waiting. President Morrison hangs up instantly. Director Harris exhales sharply, sitting in his office seething with rage. He grabs the phone on his desk. Get the head of the Cultural Development Department. He has 30 minutes to be in my office, otherwise I'm going to his office myself. Meanwhile, at the airport departure lounge, I receive a call from President Morrison. Ash, don't worry about this. Leave it to me. Just relax and wait for your flight. Don't let any of this nonsense distract you. Within 24 hours, I will personally make sure this is resolved to your satisfaction. I wasn't taking it seriously at first, but the very next second, a group of flashy-looking girls walks up to me, eyes full of contempt. So you're Ash, huh? Good looking, I'll give you that. Weren't you in a big rush? Then why are you still sitting here in the lounge? You're just sitting around anyway. You obviously saw how famous our Jason is and decided to ride his coattails, didn't you? You want to go viral? Fine, we'll help you go viral. Before I can react, one of the girls dumps an entire bottle of water over my head. I am drenched from head to toe. The security guards in the lounge see the whole thing and rush over shouting, "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" The girls exchange glances and scatter immediately. I finish drying myself off with tissues when my phone screen lights up beside me. Celine, worried in her dorm room, has quietly sent me a text. Are you okay? My lousy mood lifts instantly. But just as I'm about to reply, Derek calls me. I pick up, and within seconds I'm furious. It turns out Celine and her roommates have all been defending me online, but someone dug up the fact that she and I were seatmates in high school, and someone posted her photos online. Now Jason's fans are attacking her too. From the very beginning, I had been handling this whole fan mob with a tolerant, indifferent attitude, but at this moment I cannot take it anymore. I take a deep breath, look down at Celine's message, and feel a sharp pang in my chest. She is getting torn apart online, and she's still worried about me. How can one person be this selfless? After a few seconds of thought, I call her. She picks up quickly. Celine speaks first, her voice full of concern. Ash, how are things at the airport? Are you okay? I heard Jason's fans are completely unhinged. They didn't do anything to you, did they? I'm fine. Just stay out of this for now. Let me handle it, okay? Stay in the dorm, stay off the internet, and go watch a fun movie. By the time the movie's over, I'll have this sorted out. But Celine's voice starts trembling. By the end, she is on the verge of tears. How? How are you gonna solve this? The entire internet is dragging you right now. How can you handle this alone? She regrets it now. If only she hadn't been so stubborn this morning. If she had just gone to see me off, maybe none of this would have happened. To change the subject, I laugh and say, Celine, the fact that you're this worried about me, does that mean you've already forgiven me? Absolutely not, Ash. One thing has nothing to do with the other. I'm only defending you online because what they're doing is completely out of line, that's it. Don't you dare read anything into it. Give up on that thought right now. I am never going to forgive you. After she says it, she silently adds in her head, at least not this easily. She is just that hopeless. 3 full years with no contact, and the moment I show up, her heart surrenders instantly. No matter how many harsh words she throws, no matter how furious she feels, the second she sees Ash, every last bit of unhappiness evaporates into thin air. From the very first moment I saw Celine again, I knew. She is still the same girl she always was, just way too stubborn for her own good. The one thing worth being grateful for is that she and I haven't missed our chance. I look up with a quiet smile, my tone sincere. There's a lot of time ahead. Once I'm done with things at home, I'll come back and properly beg for your forgiveness. I can't be bothered. I'm hanging up. Celine cuts the call immediately. She takes a few quick, deep breaths and fans her flushed cheeks with her hand. Mia watches from the side with a smirk. Not crying anymore? After Celine's information was exposed by those fans, countless hateful messages had flooded into her phone. No matter how cool and composed she looks on the outside, deep down she is still just a 19-year-old girl. Celine shakes her head quickly, picks up her phone again, and goes right back to fighting online. After I hang up with Celine, I pull a secure phone from my suitcase and dial a number. This is Ash, classified code S17171. I'm requesting a direct line to Director Harris of the National Security Bureau. Once connected, Director Harris speaks first. Academician Ashton, I sincerely apologize. Rest assured your identity will not be compromised. All parties involved, the Bureau will investigate them thoroughly. I appreciate that, Director Harris. But I do have one more request. The girl from Jingdu University who spoke up for me online, I don't want her affected by any of this. No trouble at all. That's exactly what the Bureau is here for. But Academician Ashton, if I may ask, is this Celine from the internet your girlfriend? If so, the Bureau has specific protocols we can put in place. For the families of top-tier national researchers, the Bureau maintains a full security program. Just like with my parents. The moment I stepped into the research facility 3 years ago, my parents were relocated to the secure family compound in Jingdu, with security personnel assigned to their daily routines. I pause for a moment, then after a few seconds I answer, not yet. Understood, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Director Harris nods repeatedly. After hanging up, he starts mumbling to himself. So that's why this kid suddenly enrolled at Jingdu University. He went there to find a girlfriend. Now that's what a young man should be doing. But his smile fades fast. He frowns at the trending topic still climbing the charts. What's going on? Didn't we already start removing comments? Why is this still trending so high? Jason's fan base is massive. We can't delete fast enough. Every time we wipe a batch, another wave pops right back up. What does the department head over there have to say? If this trend doesn't come down, do they want me to invite their boss over to the Bureau for tea? The department head isn't picking up, but I reached out to a friend who works over there. He says several big investors have jumped in on Jason's side, trying to use this to boost Jason even further. His commercial value is still sky high. I don't care what money is behind Jason. Get the tech team to shut down every server on that platform. Every user who posted inappropriate content banned, and drag every one of those investors to the Bureau. I want to see whose foot is bigger, their money or my size 49 boot. And notify every other platform. Within 2 minutes, every trace of Ash on the internet disappears. Meanwhile, in the premium lounge, Jason lounges on a luxury massage chair, watching the internet firestorm with satisfaction. His eyes are full of smugness and contempt. You think some nobody can go up against me? I can ruin you with a snap of my fingers. His assistant grins beside him. Jason, your fans really came through. It hasn't even been half an hour and this topic is about to hit #1 on trending. Your exposure just went through the roof. While they celebrate, they have no idea they're about to make friends with sewing machines. Inside the Bureau, Director Harris slams a stack of files onto the desk in front of the Cultural Development Department head. In just 10 minutes, the trending topic is completely wiped. Not a single trace of Ash remains online. Jason sees this happen and lets out a shocked gasp. What the hell? His assistant frantically calls a senior executive at the platform. The second the call connects, the executive explodes. Listen to me, this has blown up beyond anything you can imagine. For old time's sake, here's my advice. Either you run or you cooperate fully when they come for you because resisting will only make it worse. Do you have any idea how much damage Jason has caused us? At the same time, the head of the Cultural Development Department is on the phone with Jason's talent agency, screaming. This call is to inform you. Every single pending film and television project under every artist in your agency is suspended. Don't you dare bring them to me for approval. If I let any of them through, I might as well take your last name. And every celebrity in your company who posted in Jason's defense online is blacklisted, especially Jason himself. Actually, don't even worry about that one. He's stone cold done for. And before 9 o'clock tonight, bring your company's entire leadership team down to the Cultural Development Department. I'm inviting you all for tea. The agency CEO is completely stunned. And right at that moment, his secretary bursts through the door in a panic. CEO son, this is bad. The tax bureau is here. They want to take every single financial record we have. Meanwhile, at the airport, Jason and his assistant are getting hit with one cancellation notice after another. Appearances, endorsements, contracts, all gone. Before they can even process what is happening, 4 plainclothes officers walk up, stone-faced, and flash their badges. Big star, best of luck with what comes next. Jason flares up in rage, but the second he moves, 2 officers pin him down. At the same time, in the girls' dorm at Jingdu University, Mia is shouting excitedly, Celine, did you see that? The government stepped in. Your Ash is so lucky this time. Celine nods eagerly, then quickly corrects her. I saw it, and I want to state once again for the record, I truly have nothing to do with Ash anymore. But the very next second, the phone in her hand starts ringing. Her expression tenses up immediately. She quickly makes a shushing gesture, looking nervous. Quiet! Ash is calling. Mia's grin turns mischievous instantly. And you said you have nothing to do with him? The guy calls once, and you turn into this. Oh, shush! Celine takes a deep breath before finally picking up. She forces her voice to sound casual. Ash, what's up? Need something? I'm about to board. Just calling to let you know. Celine nods thoughtfully, then immediately purses her lips. We have no relationship. You're boarding a plane. Why would that concern me? You don't need to call me. But then she can't help asking, did you see what happened online? Jason got arrested, and everything about you on the internet is completely gone. You're so lucky this time. You happened to catch the government cracking down on the entertainment industry. Yeah, gotta thank the government for that. I don't explain further. If she wants to think of it that way, that works perfectly. Saves me from having to say anything more. Just then, the boarding announcement for the flight to the northern frontier echoes through the airport. I'm boarding now. When I'm back, I'll come find you. Oh, and one more thing. What exactly did you mean by ex-boyfriend who's been dead for 3 years? My ex. Celine's cheeks flush red in an instant. What ex-boyfriend? I have no idea what you're talking about. Go board your plane. Bye. After hanging up, Celine immediately starts panicking. Why did he have to bring that up? She really did think he was dead back then. Who knew he was still alive? How is she supposed to explain this? She can't exactly say, I liked you so much that I gave the dead version of you the title of ex-boyfriend, can she? But then something else catches her attention. She murmurs to herself, passengers traveling from Jingdu to the northern frontier. When did Ash move all the way up there? Before she can think too deeply about it, Mia slides over with a smirk. Hey Celine, you know what? The way you looked on that phone call just now, you looked exactly like a girl in love. Meanwhile, Jason is sitting in the back of a transport vehicle with hollow eyes. He still thinks he can salvage this. He turns to the officer beside him, his voice dripping with false charm. Sir, could you hand me my phone? I just need to make a couple of calls. No phone calls, that's the rule, but I can let you take a look at what's happening out there right now. The officer pulls out his own phone. The moment Jason sees the screen, the officer blurts out a curse. Pull over. Let me move to the front seat. This guy just wet himself. On the other side of things, Celine is sitting in her dorm room thinking about me again. She stares at our call history, gritting her teeth and muttering, Ash went home and hasn't sent a single message since. Did he even arrive? Mia walks over with that signature smirk. Celine, if you really still have feelings for him, just text him already. No way! A girl as gorgeous as me, do you think I can't get anyone besides Ash? Why should I be the one to text first? On my end, to develop the aerospace fighter engine as quickly as possible, I throw myself into the research around the clock. At 11 that night, I arrive at Director Wallace's quarters and hand him a flash drive. Director Wallace, these are my preliminary concepts and blueprints for the aerospace engine. Wallace studies them for just a few moments before his expression turns grave, because the level of detail I provided is staggering. Just then, my phone buzzes. Sorry about that, academician Wallace. Don't worry about it, it's late. That's probably your little girlfriend from Jingdu University texting you, isn't it? Young love, I've been there. Go ahead, don't mind me. I pick up my phone and sure enough, it's a text from Celine. Did you make it home? Yeah, already home. Chatting with someone right now. Why? The moment Celine reads this, she is absolutely livid. She had finally let go of her stubbornness and reached out first. And this guy says he's chatting with someone else? You have time to chat with other people but no time to send me a single I'm home text? 3 years gone and we're not even friends anymore? Back when we were seatmates, he would text me even when he was just going to take a shower. I guess men really do change. I was just reading too much into things. With a huff, Celine fires off a barrage of texts. Oh, I caught you at a bad time? My apologies then. You chat with him today and I'll come back tomorrow. That way we can take turns and it won't seem too cold. Sound fair? Good night. I'm going to sleep. When I see this avalanche of texts from Celine, I am completely baffled. What is happening? And what is this tone supposed to mean? Wallace notices my confused expression and asks right away. Trouble with the girlfriend? Back when I was chasing my wife, I sweet-talked her until she couldn't stop smiling. If it's a relationship issue, feel free to consult this old man right here. And so, just like that, one boldly teaches and the other blindly follows. Ash sends Celine this message. Alright, go ahead and get some sleep. The dorms have the air conditioning on in summer. Make sure you pull the covers up tonight so you don't catch a cold. Good night. Sleep tight, you little rascal, and stay warm under those covers. On the other end, Celine reads this, and her expression freezes solid. She types furiously through gritted teeth. Ash, I haven't smacked you in 3 years. Are you asking for a beating? I stare at the screen in shock. After a few seconds of hesitation, I text back. Isn't that what people say online? Celine is fuming. Ash, are you a caveman? Mia immediately turns towards Celine with gossip-hungry eyes. Did your Ash just make you mad? Celine grips her phone so hard it might crack. I've decided I'm ignoring him for at least 3 days. I give it 1 day tops. Wallace looks at my blank face and asks, how'd it go? Did she happily go off to sleep? Yeah, she went to sleep. The next morning, Celine sits on the field as the student advisor. checking her phone every few minutes. Mia can't resist. Celine, is your phone growing flowers or something? You're checking it every 2 minutes. What's going on? Celine pouts instantly, her voice dripping with frustration. It's Ash. This morning I sent him a good morning text and it's almost noon now and he still hasn't replied. I know I said 3 days of silence, but I never actually told him that. I even posted a story on purpose with a photo from military training, just waiting for him to message me about it. Even a simple how's training going would do. I might have softened up and replied, but I gave him the chance and he blew it. Didn't you just say yesterday you'd ignore him for 3 days? So what, he can't send one message? Mia can't help herself. She reaches over and pinches Celine's cheek. Please, Celine, could you be any more adorable? If he doesn't text you, then don't bother with him. There are millions of guys out there. If he's not the one, find someone new. You don't need him. We'll see. Celine opens her phone one more time. Still nothing. That afternoon at the research facility, top experts from dozens of fields gather together. Among them, aside from Mourned, most have been emergency transferred to the Northern Frontier facility after receiving urgent reassignment orders. None of them have any idea what's going on. Just as whispers fill the room, Director Wallace finally walks in with Ash and Warren. The experts murmur quietly. Some of them freeze when they see me. They know nothing about my accomplishments. In this facility, the youngest researcher is at least 30. The older ones are pushing 70 or 80. After a brief introduction, the meeting goes on for nearly 6 hours straight, past 2 in the morning. I finally wrap up the session, during which I focus heavily on the theoretical framework behind the drive force propulsion unit, answering questions from multiple experts along the way. When the meeting ends, thunderous applause fills the room, accompanied by passionate cheers from every researcher in the conference hall. After saying goodbye to the experts, I walk to the security locker by the door, retrieve my phone, and head back to my quarters at the guest house, powering my phone on as I walk. Once it boots up, I see a message from Celine. It was sent around 11 at night, just a short goodnight. I think for a few seconds, then smile and reply, "Good night, sweet dreams." The very next second, Celine replies instantly. "Oh wow, Mr. Big Shot finally decided to grace me with a reply. Couldn't sleep?" Celine bites down on her lip. Sleep? As if. After that one good morning, she hadn't sent him a single extra message all day, and it drove her absolutely crazy. The goodnight text was just bait to get me to reply. But she waited and waited, all the way until now. Celine takes a deep breath, steadies herself, and finally replies. "Couldn't sleep, was just chatting with my roommate. Problem? No problem. When are you planning to sleep? No idea. Are things at home really that hectic? So busy you can't find 1 minute in an entire day to text me? I was refining research documents all morning. In the afternoon I was receiving visiting experts and professors, and in the evening I had to chair a meeting for them. It's been genuinely hectic. Good for you." Celine thinks to herself, if you're so busy then just don't text me at all, go do your important things. But in the end she doesn't send what she's really thinking. Instead she asks, "Last time you made me so mad I couldn't think straight, and I never got to ask. Ash, you disappeared for 3 years without a word, don't you owe me an explanation?" But after thinking it over she realizes that might sound a bit too eager. So she adds, "Of course, if you don't think you need to explain, that's fine too. It's not like we're anything to each other." Stupid Ash. Vanishing for 3 years without a peep. The fact that this beauty is still willing to text you is already more than you deserve. You better give me a damn good explanation for why you ghosted me 3 years ago. Celine, can we please not talk about that? Celine is so angry she wants to throw her phone at the wall. But she swallows her frustration and replies quickly. "Oh, fine, let's leave it then. I'm going to sleep." "Are you upset?" Celine's lips curl slightly. So this blockhead isn't completely hopeless after all. "No, I wouldn't dare be mad at Mr. Big Shot. What if I make you angry and you pull another disappearing act like 3 years ago? That won't happen. 3 years ago there were real reasons behind it. But I promise, never again. I will never disappear without telling you again. I'm not anyone to you. You don't need to make that promise to me. Aren't we good friends? Just good friends? Can't we be something else?" A long pause. Celine presses her palm to her forehead in defeat. Hopeless. Completely hopeless. This man is truly beyond saving. She practically spelled it out for him and he still doesn't get it? Forget it. I want to sleep. Get some rest. Alright. Sleep well. Good night. Over the next few days, the two of them keep chatting on and off like this. But every time a message from Celine lights up my screen, it becomes a rare moment of peace in my grueling research days. 10 days later, military training at Jingdu University is nearly over, and inside the Northern Frontier Research Facility, a wave of applause fills the air. For the past 10 days, we have been living inside this facility around the clock, all for the model standing before us now. If this model runs successfully, it will prove that my theory works. Then today marks a turning point in history. To witness the possibility of drive force propulsion becoming reality in my lifetime, this is truly incredible. If this model runs to completion, it will be one of the greatest leaps in propulsion science the world has ever seen. This day will be written into the history books. But Chief Engineer Ashton, you've really pushed yourself. I've never seen anyone throw themselves into research like this before. The moment those words are spoken, every pair of eyes in the room turns toward me. If 10 days ago I won their respect through my theoretical knowledge, then today it is through sheer scientific passion. I smile at everyone. Let's save the compliments for later. Let's get ready for the first ignition test. Ash, do you want to take a day off and run the test tomorrow? No need, I can keep going. Let's do the ignition test now. Director Wallace knows there is no arguing with me. He lets out a soft sigh and quietly steps aside. Soon, a researcher brings over a red ignition button. Chief Engineer Ashton, you should do the honors. I take a deep breath and reach for the button, but then turn to look at Director Wallace beside me. Director Wallace, why don't you do it? I'm a little nervous. Oh, quit pulling rank on me. You're the lead designer. This is yours to do. Alright, here goes. Do it. I nod. Then with a focused gaze I press the button. Every person in the room holds their breath. The drive force propulsion model immediately roars to life. Massive amounts of electrical energy surge into it. Red lights pulse across the entire facility. A steady stream of system alerts echoes through the room. Ignition successful. Activating drive force engine chamber. As the final countdown reaches 0, a 100-pound iron sphere drops from above directly into the drive shaping field. The ball, which should have fallen straight down, the instant it enters the drive shaping field, launches forward instead, rocketing ahead until it slams into a massive iron gate 100 meters away. The moment everyone sees this, every heart that had been suspended in midair finally settles. The entire facility erupts into a roar of celebration. We did it! We did it! Drive force propulsion is viable. Drive force propulsion is viable. Countless people throw their arms around each other, weeping with joy. Director Wallace's eyes turn red. He has spent his entire life working with engines. From the very beginning, watching China's fighter jet engine technology grow from nothing, he lived through every hardship along the way. More than anyone, he wants China to stand at the pinnacle of aerospace. And today, he finally sees it. After the excitement settles, I slowly bow to everyone. Ash would like to thank each and every one of you for your understanding. The rest of the road I leave in your capable hands. But as I lower my head, it suddenly feels heavier and heavier. A single thought flashes through my mind. This is bad. My body has been pushed way too far. I can't hold on anymore. My body instinctively begins to sway. Director Wallace is the first to notice. He rushes forward. Ash, what's wrong? Since this morning, Wallace had already sensed that something was off about my condition. But with the drive force propulsion model so close to completion, I had been running on sheer willpower. Now that the test is over, that last breath of energy finally leaves me. I let out a bitter smile. My body really isn't cut out for this. Only 10 days and I'm already falling apart. I have a rough idea of what's happening to me. Complete physical exhaustion. The only question is how many days I'll be out. I just hope it's not too long. Otherwise Celine is going to worry again. With the last of my strength, I glance at Director Wallace from the corner of my eye. Sorry to trouble you all again. The next second, my eyes slowly close. My body tips forward, completely beyond my control. The last thing I hear is Director Wallace screaming toward the door. Quick! Someone get him to the military hospital now! Over the skies of Jingdu University, 4 of China's most advanced fighter jets roar past. At the center of the formation, a military transport aircraft flies steadily. Students on their break all look up at the sky, their expressions tightening. Holy crap! 4 fighter jets as escorts? Who the hell is riding in that transport plane, or are they transporting some kind of critical cargo? They actually scrambled fighter jets. Something huge must be happening. Some students pull out their phones and start snapping photos. The military training instructors, who had been relaxed a moment ago, immediately jump to their feet. Everyone put your phones down. No photos. Delete everything you've taken. Amid the wave of scolding, the head instructor's voice booms over the loudspeakers. Break is over. Phones down, all of you. No one knows yet why so many jets and a transport plane are deployed at once, but it's clearly a major event. Across other parts of Jingdu, people do manage to film the scene. But strangely, either the videos won't send at all, or within less than a minute of being posted, they are completely wiped. Celine looks up at the fighter jets screaming across the sky. For some reason, a sudden tightness grips her chest. Mia quickly notices something is off. Celine, are you okay? You look a little pale. I'm fine, just felt a little off all of a sudden. I'll be okay after a quick rest. But her eyes stay locked on the jets vanishing into the distance. 3 days later, at the intensive care unit of the Jingdu Military Hospital. After I was airlifted to the main hospital, the higher-ups issued a direct order to assemble virtually every top specialist in the hospital for a group consultation on my condition. Everyone was on edge, until they officially confirmed that it was just extreme fatigue, and that I simply needed rest. Only then did everyone finally breathe. Meanwhile, on the field at Jingdu University, Mia turns to Celine. Celine, want some milk tea? No, I'm not in the mood. I don't want anything. What's going on with you? You've been spaced out for 3 days straight. What's the deal? After snapping back to reality, Mia grins and asks, It's not because of Kevin, is it? I heard he's planning to confess to you tonight at the freshman welcome gala. That's not what's bothering you, right? That's not the main reason. 3 days ago, right after I sent him a good morning text, he vanished off the face of the earth. She sent message after message, and not a single one got a reply. It's like I've gone missing again. Back at the Jingdu Military Hospital, while the 2 old academicians are bickering, my fingers twitch slightly on the hospital bed. Then my eyes crack open. I glance over at Director Wallace and President Morrison beside me, and croak out weakly, My phone. Where's my phone? Director Wallace leaps off the couch instantly, rushes to my side and shouts toward the hallway. Ash, you're awake! Doctor, he's awake! I look at the 2 of them. I just took a nap. Is waking up really worth this much excitement? I repeat myself. Can one of you please hand me my phone? And while you're at it, how many days was I out? Director Wallace nods rapidly and hands me my phone. 3 days. I take it and unlock the screen. A flood of notifications instantly fills the display. It's a mountain of messages from Celine. Good night. Didn't you sleep at all last night? Where are you? Ash, are you planning to disappear again? Why aren't you replying? Ash, I'm giving you 30 more minutes. If you don't reply, I'm never talking to you again. Ash, you jerk. This is your last chance. Text me back. Ash, where on earth did you go? Ash, I hate you. Then from Derek, Ashton, urgent news. In a couple of days at the freshman welcome gala, that sophomore student council vice president is planning to confess to Celine. Are you done with the stuff at home yet? I scroll further and open the class group chat. Everyone, tonight is our department's freshman welcome gala. All students must present their admission pass to enter the auditorium. Do not lose your pass. And to those of you performing tonight, give it your all and make our class proud. After speed reading through everything, I immediately look up and call out to the doctors who are heading for the door. Excuse me, can I be discharged today? Before the doctors can even respond, Director Wallace and President Morrison both turn to me in disbelief. Ash, the doctors told you to rest. Why would you want to leave today? If it's for tonight's victory banquet, we can have someone come pick you up and wheel you there. Or better yet, just skip it entirely. The doctor steps up to me as well. Mr. Ashton, discharging you today isn't out of the question, but can you guarantee your body will recover within half a day? I can guarantee it. I turn to President Morrison and Director Wallace. What's the schedule for the victory banquet? It's at the Grand Hall, starts at 7. The premier arrives around 7:30 for the awards and speech, wraps up by 8. Then we move to Jiangshan State Guest House for dinner. I check my phone again. The freshman welcome gala starts at 8. How far is Jiangshan from my university? Very close, about 10 minutes. Director Wallace is stunned. Ash, you're not seriously thinking about going back to campus, are you? In your condition? I'll be fine. Help me sit up and order me some food while you're at it. After I eat, I'll start my recovery exercises. After tonight's banquet, I won't be joining you for dinner. Just have a car ready to take me straight back to campus. Why does it have to be today? The doctor said you only need 2 or 3 more days of rest. Why can't you wait? I let out a helpless sigh. Someone's robbing my house. Inside the Jingdu University auditorium, freshmen and upperclassmen from the School of Business gather together, filling every seat in the grand hall row by row. Celine stands in the backstage green room. After straightening her outfit, Kevin walks over to her with a smile. How are you feeling, Celine? Nervous? I'm fine. Celine gives a flat reply and sits down in her assigned chair, casually scrolling through her phone. Kevin pauses for a moment, but the next second, the resolve in his eyes only grows stronger. Out in the audience, Derek and the others sit in their seats, whispering among themselves. I'm telling you, Ashton better not be late tonight. He said he was coming. Ashton texted the group chat. He says he's on his way. 10 minutes tops. 10 minutes? Okay, we're good. Wait, what? Look at the class group chat. The advisor just posted. She says the girl from our class who was supposed to perform suddenly got sick and had to go to the infirmary. She probably can't go on. They're asking if anyone in the chat can play piano. Can any of you play piano? Honestly, no. The very next second I reply in the group chat, I can, I'll fill in for her. Right after that, I text the dorm group. How long until our class's slot starts? About half an hour. Good. Almost there. A few minutes later, a black sedan pulls up right in front of the auditorium. Thank you. I appreciate it. After thanking the driver, I sprint to the auditorium entrance. The student council members standing at the door freeze for a second when they see me, then block my path. Excuse me, which department are you from? Tonight this is the School of Business Freshman Welcome Gala. You can't enter without an admission pass. I'm in Class 1, School of Business, but I left my pass in the dorm. Any chance you could let it slide? How can you prove you're in our department? Do you have a student ID? Yes. I nod quickly, text Derek and the guys to come meet me at the door, and pull up a photo of my student ID on my phone. The council member takes my phone and carefully compares the photo to the person standing in front of her. Then she says quietly, Ashton, right? You look even better in person than in the photo. Alright, go on in. Thanks. Ashton, finally you're back. Where's Celine right now? Where do you think? She's in the backstage green room. Take me to her. We can't get backstage. Only performers are allowed in. Right, we can't. But Ashton can. He's our class's piano performer now. Ashton, I had no idea you played piano. Learned when I was a kid. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go. In the green room, Marcus slides up to the senior in charge of the program. I'm really sorry about this, but could you please let us change the song? What is wrong with your class? You swap performers at the last minute, and now you want to change the song too? If every class pulled this kind of stunt, would we even be able to hold this gala? I'm really sorry. The thing is, our new performer isn't comfortable enough with the original piece. Please just let us switch. Where's the replacement? Bring him to me. Well, our guy is kind of shy, not great with words, see? He's standing right here. Please just give us a break. The senior glances at me and her eyes light up instantly. Wait, he's the one playing piano? I know this piece, Maiden's Prayer. It's about a young woman's longing for something beautiful. Is he playing this for his girlfriend? No way! Our Ashton from elementary school till now, forget dating. He hasn't even held a girl's hand before. But you know, since he's a last-minute fill-in and didn't have time to prepare, he just picked a piece he's comfortable with to avoid mistakes. I see. Fine, I'll approve the song change. But this puts me at risk too. So in exchange, you owe me a small favor. Name it. After the gala, I want his number. Deal. Back with the group, Marcus gives me a puzzled look. Ashton, why did you insist on this particular piece? Because I once promised someone that I would play it for her at our high school sports festival talent show. But before the show ever came, I transferred out. That person was Celine? Yes. Now that's a move, Ashton. I'd expect nothing less from you. Half an hour flies by. Celine and Kevin receive their updated cue cards. As Celine reads the new introduction, she glances at the name on the card and freezes completely. Her mind goes blank. Celine, what's wrong? She takes a deep breath, shakes her head, and her voice trembles slightly. Next up, please welcome Ashton from Class 1, School of Business, performing the piano piece Maiden's Prayer. As her words echo through the hall, stage crew members wheel a piano out from the side of the stage. Alright, Ashton, you're up. Good luck. I give a slight nod. Then slowly from the green room I climb the steps one by one and walk onto the stage. My gaze lingers on Celine, standing expressionless on the opposite side of the stage, before I stride to center stage. I give a slight bow, then take my seat at the piano bench. The spotlight overhead shines directly onto me. On the massive screen at the back of the stage, the camera captures my sharp chiseled profile in full view. The girls in the audience erupt in cheers. Derek, Marcus, and Tyler head back to their class section after I take the stage. On their way back, they can't help but overhear all the girls whispering, and the three of them share a speechless look. Then the gentle melody of my piano begins to drift through the hall. At the side of the stage, Kevin notices the shift in Celine's emotions. Celine, are you okay? I'm fine. The moment she lifts her head slightly, her eyes meet mine, looking directly at her from across the stage. Instinctively, Celine's gaze starts darting away. I sigh softly to myself, then gently pull my eyes away and focus on the music. When the final note fades, I stand and walk to center stage. I bow to the audience, then turn to the side of the stage and give Celine one long, deep look before walking off. Celine quickly pulls herself together and goes on stage with Kevin to introduce the next act. Once done, she turns to him. I need to step backstage for a moment. If I'm not back in time, handle the next one on your own. The moment Celine walks off stage toward the green room, before she even sees me, I grab her right hand. Come with me for a second. Celine doesn't resist. Expressionless, she lets me pull her into the hallway outside the green room. The second the door closes behind us, Celine yanks her hand free and stares at me, ice cold. Ash, are you done playing games? 3 days ago you vanished without a trace. Now you show up out of nowhere and get on stage to perform? What do you want pulling me out here? You think this is fun? Or do you want to see how miserable I've been these past few days? Celine, guilt floods through me, but I have no idea how to explain. I can't exactly say I was unconscious in a hospital for 3 days. You what? Ash, I'll admit it. Back in high school, I liked you. Even when school started and I found out you were alive, I was happy, because I still had those old feelings for you. That's why I rushed to the boys' dorm first thing that morning to wait for you. But that doesn't give you the right to play me over and over again. Last time you disappeared, I let it go and didn't ask why. But now you've gone silent for another 3 days. What were you doing? No calls, no texts? Do you really think that just because I like you, you can do whatever you want? Celine, I swear it wasn't on purpose. There's a reason I didn't reply for 3 days. I really didn't mean to. And I came to Jingdu University for you. Please give me one more chance. I promise I will never disappear without a reason again. That's your explanation? Something really did happen. Then say it. What was it? No matter how busy you are, you can at least send one text. Forget it. Don't bother explaining. Ash, I don't care anymore why you disappeared 3 years ago or why you came to Jingdu University. None of that matters to me anymore. In these 3 days I've thought it through. You can text or not text, go wherever you want, live however you please. From now on, your life has absolutely nothing to do with mine. That way I won't have to live in constant fear of you vanishing again. I'm exhausted, Ash. I don't want to like you anymore. This is where we end. We stay in our own lanes. From now on, let's pretend we never knew each other. With that, she walks past me without expression, pushes open the back door, and strides into the green room, drawing stares from everyone inside. It isn't until Celine steps back to the far side of the stage that a single glistening tear finally slips from her beautiful eyes. She wipes it away quickly. After one deep breath, she locks the grief away inside and forces a smile onto her face. That cold, emotionless walk past me was all an act. But the story can only end here. Maybe only by letting go completely can she stop worrying about when I might disappear again. Her youth is officially over. I watch Celine walk away. I want to call out to her, but after a long hesitation, I silently turn and leave the backstage hallway. After texting Derek for their section number, I make my way back and sit down. The second I do, Derek and the others crowd around me. Ashton, so? Did you confess to Celine? Did she say yes? Confess? What confession? You joined the performance just to get backstage and confess to Celine, didn't you? No. What do you mean, no? Did she reject you? She's mad because I didn't reply to her messages for 3 days. Ashton, that's on you, man. There's a saying online, 3 days without a reply equals an automatic breakup. You haven't even started dating her yet, and you already went 3 days without texting. No wonder she's furious. So what happened these 3 days? You just vanished. Forget it. What's done is done. Let's just watch the show. Classified protocols mean that what I do is never something I can share with unauthorized people. It's fine. She's just angry, right? As long as she doesn't accept that Kevin Guy's confession tonight, you still have a shot. She's still willing to get mad at you. The day she stops getting mad is the day you're truly done for. You just said it yourself. If she doesn't accept Kevin, Ashton still has a chance. But what if she does accept tonight? Even then, it's not over. People get divorced after getting married. This is just a confession. Guys, I'm fine. Let's drop it. Whatever happens next, I'll deal with it when the time comes. That's the spirit. And hey, since you're back, our class organized an outing tonight. Everyone's going to karaoke. The room is already booked. Let's go sing, grab some drinks. Nothing a good night out can't fix. Sure, but I'll skip the drinks. My stomach hasn't been great the past couple of days. I'll just tag along and hang out, get to know some faces. It'd be pretty embarrassing to not recognize my own classmates this far into the semester. If there are no major projects coming up, I should be staying on campus for a while. Getting to know people is the right thing to do. I have at least that much social awareness. Nice, sounds good. Tonight, I'm going to show you all what a real king of the mic sounds like. On stage, Kevin quickly walks over to Celine. Celine, what happened? Are you okay? Nothing. Celine shakes her head blankly and stops paying Kevin any attention, staring vacantly at the other performers on stage. Time flies. The gala only runs for about 2 hours. After the final act, Celine and Kevin take the stage together for the closing remarks. But just as everyone is about to leave, perhaps because Kevin arranged it beforehand, the stage spotlight suddenly swings onto Kevin. A student from the side of the stage rushes over, carrying a bouquet of roses and placing it in Kevin's hands. Seeing this on the big screen, the students who were about to leave all sit back down, grabbing their popcorn. I'd like to take just a few minutes of everyone's time. I hope you can all be my witnesses for this moment. Kevin raises the microphone and addresses the entire audience. Celine, from the very first moment I saw you in freshman year, I fell for you completely. Today I am confessing my feelings in front of the entire school. He lifts the bouquet and holds it out to Celine. I have liked you for a whole year. I have chased you for a whole year. I wanted to know you, to see the world through your eyes. Somewhere along the way, I realized I can't live without you. So today, I'm asking you to give me a chance to stand proudly by your side and be with you. The moment he finishes, the entire auditorium goes dead silent. Then the next second, whispers explode across the crowd. This guy is slick, doing it in front of everyone. Is she going to say yes or what? Ashton, say the word. Do you want to go up there? But before I can even speak, Celine answers Kevin directly. I'm sorry. I know that accepting your confession is the outcome you're hoping for. But for me, if I want to be with someone, I have to really truly like them. And unfortunately, I can't like you the way you like me. So I can't accept. And Kevin, I've already made it crystal clear. I don't like you. So this is the last time. There won't be a next time. With that, she takes the microphone, turns around without a second of hesitation, and walks off. I let out a breath of relief. Alright, gala's over. Let's head back to the dorm, shower and change. Wait, aren't we going to karaoke after? Right, let's go. I look up once more at Celine's retreating figure. After a quiet sigh, I set my jaw and follow Derek and the others out. Love and ambition don't have to conflict. I'm not giving up that easily. On the main road through campus, Mia walks beside Celine. Celine, the way you just turned Kevin down was absolutely savage. Poor Kevin, shot down again. Are we really just going to walk away like that? Why don't you go be his girlfriend then? Celine shoots Mia a look. I don't like him. He chose to confess in front of the whole school. What was I supposed to do? If he has the guts to confess in front of that many people, he should be prepared to get rejected. I'm not going to enable that kind of behavior. Fair point. Let's change the subject. Your Ash was backstage looking for you earlier, wasn't he? What happened between you two? Don't mention him. I have nothing to do with him anymore. In my heart, he already died 3 years ago. Oh, wow. Mia hesitates for a few seconds. She can tell Celine's emotions are completely off right now, especially when Ash comes up. She looks like she could kill someone. Okay, let's talk about something else then. After an awkward laugh, Mia holds up her phone and shows the screen to Celine. Check this out. The news just broke. The National Academy of Sciences has developed 1 nanometer precision lithography technology. They even produced a 1 nanometer chip. It won't be long before we're using our own domestically made chips. I'm definitely going domestic this time. Not interested. Celine's mood is at rock bottom. She barely glances at Mia's phone before turning away. But the very next second, she whips back around and snatches the phone. Wait, let me look at this more closely. She zooms in on a photo from the National Academy press conference posted online, studying it with razor-sharp focus. It's just a press conference photo. What's so interesting about it? This is Ash. Celine freezes. The photo only captures a back view, but there, in the front row at the very end of the line, the clothes and that silhouette are identical to mine. She might mistake other things, but my back? She would never get that wrong. Then she recalls the medal pinned to my chest earlier tonight. She hadn't thought much of it at first, but after seeing this photo, a bold thought flashes through her mind. Could his disappearance have been because he was at this press conference? But how old is he? What kind of credentials would he need to attend something at this level? Everyone there should be a heavyweight in the research world. And he's sitting in the very front row? That's even more unbelievable. But that silhouette, she would never mistake it. Is she seeing things? Mia, let's go back to the dorm. Back in the dorm, Celine pulls up the full resolution image on her own and studies it carefully before opening her laptop and searching frantically online. Many medals look similar to the one I was wearing, but none of them are an exact match. Celine, what are you looking up? Nothing, just doing some research. I'm done now. Mia, what kind of people attend a National Academy press conference? Probably academicians, senior researchers, or maybe some officials from the Science Bureau. Right. Celine nods slowly, then lets out a self-deprecating laugh. What was I even hoping for just now? That Ash disappeared because he was attending a National Academy press conference? That some kind of confidentiality agreement kept him from picking up his phone and texting me for 3 days? That's impossible. Besides, even if it really is Ash, what does it have to do with me? He and I are ancient history. On my end, after getting back to the dorm, I change out of my suit and carefully remove the medal from my jacket, placing it in my desk drawer. Then I grab a change of clothes and head to the shower. At 10:30, Derek and I arrive at a karaoke place in downtown Jingdu. The one who organized the whole thing is our acting class president. Military training is finally over. Tomorrow's a day off. Tonight we're not leaving until we drop. Halfway through the night, I head out to find the restroom but can't seem to locate it anywhere. Just then, a swarm of guys and girls comes sprinting out of a hallway nearby. What the hell? Why is everyone running? Following my survival instincts, I immediately try to bolt, but then I hear several men shouting behind me. Stop right there! Don't move! I glance back and see several guys closing in fast. I pick up the pace, but I barely make it 2 steps before one of them grabs me by the collar. Freeze! Can I help you? I'm a police officer. Come back to the room with me. You're all going to the station. Why? What did I do? What is this about? You know exactly what this is about. Are you serious right now? I didn't do anything. I'm innocent. Everyone we catch says that. If you're so innocent, why were you running? Enough talk. Come with me. The officer leads me back into a private room. In the dim light, 7 or 8 people are crouched on the floor. More are being brought back one by one. Officer, I really am not with these people. I was just out singing karaoke with my friends. If you don't believe me, I can call them right now to come prove it. Fine, go ahead and call. He looks me over, compares me to the others in the room, and nods slowly. I jump at the chance and whip out my phone, dialing everyone in the dorm group chat, but the music is probably blasting too loud, or they're too deep into the drinks, because not a single one picks up. Do you remember your room number? I forgot. I realize I never even knew it to begin with. Then sit tight for now. Once we take everyone back to the station, if you check out clean, you're free to go. The station isn't far from here. Just have your friend come pick you up. Have a friend come pick me up? A light bulb goes off. I look around the room, an idea forming. Just then, the door swings open. Two men in black plainclothes walk up to the undercover officers and flash their credentials. Officers, we can vouch for him. He's not part of this group. We need to take him with us. Who are you? The officer takes the badge, flips on the room lights, reads the credentials, and his demeanor shifts instantly. You're from the National Security Bureau? Mr. Ashton, we've been assigned by the higher-ups to ensure your personal safety. Gentlemen, do I know you? I strongly suggest you mind your own business. My eyes fill with resentment. The two agents exchange a confused glance, completely baffled. Just then, Derek calls. Ashton, you called earlier. What's up? Nothing. Something came up. You guys keep having fun. Are you coming back later? We'll see. Alright, take care of your thing. The room falls dead silent. The people crouching on the ground look absolutely dumbfounded. One of them speaks up. Officer, I can vouch for this guy. He's really not one of us. Just let him go. Mind your own business. I shoot the guy a look, then turn to the lead officer. Officer, once I'm taken in, after you confirm I'm clean, I can call someone to come get me, right? That's correct. Great. When do we leave? If we wait much longer, my school's dorm will be past curfew, and no one will be able to bail me out. Who exactly are you trying to get to come pick you up? The National Security Bureau is literally here to vouch for you. Why won't you just leave? A friend? What's your reason for not leaving? Isn't it obvious I got arrested? The two agents' mouths twitch. Have you two been following me this whole time? The agents exchange a glance. One of them types a message on his phone and shows it to me. Due to your previous online identity exposure and to prevent any foreign organizations from targeting you, we will be providing close protection for the foreseeable future. Thank you, I appreciate it. Soon the police round up everyone and load us all into the police van, including me, the volunteer civilian. My situation is cleared up fast. With the Bureau agents confirming my identity and surveillance footage showing I was wrongly detained, a quick statement is all it takes. The two Bureau agents vanish as well. Their job is to protect me from the shadows. I check the time. 11:20. 40 minutes until the midnight curfew. I pick up my phone and text Celine. Celine, save me. Celine reads the message and her heart clenches immediately. She sends back a question mark. What happened? I got arrested. I need someone to come bail me out. Ash, are you insane? After sending that, Celine fires off a 60-second voice message. I choose not to listen to it. Can't your roommates come get you? Why does it have to be me? What are we to each other anyway? None of them are picking up. No idea what they're doing. Just for old time's sake, come bail me out? You wouldn't leave me hanging, would you? It was a misunderstanding. Someone just needs to sign and take me home. Wait there. Half an hour later, Celine walks into the station where I'm being held. Ma'am, how can I help you? Excuse me, is there someone named Ash being held here? I'm here to pick him up. You must be his girlfriend, right? Had a fight with the boyfriend? Take him home already. He is not my boyfriend. But what do you mean, take him home already? Oh, your boyfriend's story has spread all over the station by now. He was apparently out singing karaoke with his dorm mates, and he happened to run into our officers on a raid. He got picked up by mistake. Even though his name was cleared right there at the karaoke place, he insisted on coming back to the station with our officers anyway. Said he was waiting for a friend to come get him. Young couples fight all the time. It's no big deal. Take him home and give him a good scolding. Couples fight at the head of the bed and make up at the foot. I have to say your boyfriend really went all out to see you. Okay. I'm so sorry for the trouble. The duty officer leads Celine to the waiting room, where she quickly finds me sitting and waiting. Once the officer leaves, her face turns to ice. She marches straight toward me. Ash, have you lost your mind? Didn't I say we stay in our own lanes? Do you not understand what that means? Making me come all this way just to yell at you is really, truly unnecessary. You came to the police station for this? Why didn't you just let them actually lock you up for a few days to cool off? Even if they really locked me up, that would still be better than you never wanting to see me again. I look up slowly, pulling the most pitiful face I can manage. Celine freezes. Stop looking pathetic. Get up right now. I swear I will slap you so hard your health insurance goes bankrupt. I've had my rabies shot. You think I'm scared of you? Right. A guy who isn't even afraid of the police station, what could you possibly be afraid of? If you had any pride, you wouldn't have texted me to come get you. I have no pride. Let's go. Unless you want me to spend the night here. Oh. I stand up quietly and move to her side like a scolded puppy. Can we talk? After leaving the station, Celine stands in front of me and looks up. Sure, I nod. Then my stomach lets out a loud growl. Hungry? Yeah. Then let's grab something to eat. The two of us walk in complete silence, stopping and starting, until we find a barbecue place at a street corner. After ordering some skewers, Celine asks the owner for 2 bottles of ice-cold drinks. She pops them open, pours one for herself and one for me. Drink up. I glance at the drink, remembering the doctor's orders from when I was discharged this evening. Eat light for the next few days. No smoking, no drinking. Understood? But the very next second, I nod without hesitation, raise my glass to Celine's, and drain the entire thing in one gulp. Goosebumps run across my skin. I sneak a glance at Celine from the corner of my eye. Why are you looking at me? No reason? Then stop looking. I can't help it. Stop being pitiful. Eat your food. I silently pick up a skewer. Celine watches me eat, her expression unreadable. After a few bites, I look at her. Why aren't you eating? I'm waiting for you to apologize first. I'm sorry. That's it? Celine raises an eyebrow. 3 years ago, I left without a word. I'm sorry. A few days ago, I didn't reply to your texts. I'm sorry. That's more like it. So how do you plan to make it up to me? You name it. Anything I can do. Simple. Tell me where you went for those 3 years. Why did you just vanish? You can't tell me. It's not that I can't. Then you don't want to. Celine stands up. In that case, I'm leaving. Don't go. I grab her hand. I'll tell you everything. Celine stops and turns back. 3 years ago, something happened at home. I had to leave. The past few days, my phone broke and I sent it to get fixed. That's why I didn't reply. That's it? Yeah. Okay. I believe you. Celine sits back down and picks up a skewer. I breathe a sigh of relief. So are we friends again? Of course. Good. The two of us eat and talk, the tension slowly melting away. By the time we finish, it's past midnight. Where do we go now? No idea. The dorm's probably locked. A hotel? Excuse me? What are you thinking? 2 rooms. Oh, right. We walk up to a hotel and step inside. How can I help you? Hi, we'd like 2 rooms, please. The man at the front desk glances down at our hands, still intertwined. He blinks, then says flatly, all we have left is the deluxe couple suite. King-size bed, 400 a night, 200 deposit, yes or no? Should we try somewhere else? I look at Celine. She pulls out her phone and searches. Everything nearby is fully booked. Does the room have a sofa? It does. Then we'll take it. Tonight you sleep on the sofa. I get the bed. Deal. After checking in, we walk into the room. The moment the door opens, we see rose petals arranged in a heart shape at the center of the bed. Celine's cheeks flush red instantly. She bolts to the bathroom, turns on the faucet, and splashes cold water on her face. Hold it together, Celine. Want me to clean that up? I sweep the petals into the trash. Celine steps out of the bathroom. Do you, want to shower before bed? I'll come out after I'm done. What about you? I already washed up too. Then let's just go to sleep. Celine takes a deep breath, sits on the bed, grabs a pillow, and tosses it onto the sofa. Tonight. You sofa, me bed. Sure, no problem. I nod and lie down on the sofa. Then strange noises start coming from the floor above. Both of us stiffen immediately. Let's, just turn off the lights and sleep. About 20 minutes later, the sounds upstairs finally fade away. Moonlight hangs high outside the window. Ash, are you asleep? What's wrong with your voice? Are you cold? Maybe you should come sleep up here. But the middle of the bed is the line. Nobody crosses it. My eyes light up immediately. I spring from the sofa onto the bed in one leap. Don't you dare move around. Absolutely still. The room goes quiet. Only the sound of 2 people breathing remains. Half an hour later, my eyes snap open. My consciousness enters the eternal knowledge vault. Celine has no idea that my mind is inside the vault. She watches me for a while with flickering eyes. Seeing me fast asleep, she slowly relaxes, then gives me one inexplicable glare for good measure. The next day, close to noon, sunlight streams through the window onto the blankets. Celine's phone starts ringing. Who is it? She fumbles for it groggily. It's Mia. Celine, what is going on with you? It's almost noon and you're still not back at school. It's noon? Celine feels something heavy pressing down on her. Ash, get off me! She looks at me, sprawled across her. She slaps me across the face without a second thought. Ash? What Ash? Celine, you didn't come home last night. Don't tell me you were. Mia, I'm still dealing with something. I'll explain later. 10 minutes later, I point to the handprint now glowing on my cheek and block the bathroom door. Look at my face, it's completely red. Are you going to take responsibility? Celine freezes. When she sees the handprint on my face, a perfect match to her own palm, she can't hold back a laugh. I'm sorry, I really was trying to hold back, but I just couldn't. That handprint is way too funny. I step past Celine, unwrap the complimentary toiletry kit on the counter, squeeze toothpaste onto the brush, and fill the rinse cup with water. Let's brush first. After that, I'll take you to lunch. Then we head back to campus together. But before lunch, I need you to do something for me. Oh? What now? Go downstairs to the convenience store and buy me a mask. This handprint isn't going away for hours. I can't exactly go out in public like this. Ha! Good point. I'll find you the coolest, most handsome mask they've got. By the time Celine comes back, I'm just about done getting ready. I notice she's holding 2 masks and immediately ask, why did you buy 2? I only need 1. Celine purses her lips, puts on one black mask herself, and holds out the other one to me. Because I feel like it. Put it on. It should more or less cover that handprint. I look at Celine for a long moment, take the mask, put it on, and ask, what do you want for lunch? Whatever. No whatever. You pick. Alright then. Guess what I'm taking you to eat? Hot pot. Correct. Outside the hotel, after Ash and Celine leave, as they walk down the street, 2 figures quietly appear behind them. It's the same 2 men from last night, the ones who tried to get Ash out. National Security Bureau agents. Understood, don't worry. If anything happens, I'll protect her even if it costs me my life. What's going on? Something happened? Just got word. Someone has their eyes on Ash, likely operatives from across the Pacific. This is all because of Jason's fans. Why did they have to expose everything online? Nothing but trouble. My record was spotless. Going to school like a normal student was never an issue, but then my information got leaked. On top of that, with the emergence of the 1-nanometer lithography technology, China is right at the center of a global storm. Even though the higher-ups acted fast to contain the situation, foreign intelligence agencies operate on a simple principle: they would rather eliminate the wrong target than let anyone slip through. With my identity, it's impossible not to be on their radar. On our end, Celine and I find a simple hot pot restaurant, enjoy a meal, and then catch a bus to head back to campus. Once on the bus, Celine immediately takes the window seat. I naturally sit down next to her, pull out my phone, and fish out a pair of wired earphones from my pocket. After plugging them into my phone, I hold out one earbud to Celine. Want to listen to some music? Sure. But before she can react, I take the earbud, slowly stand up from my seat, lean around to face her, and with a completely serious expression, gently place the earbud into her left ear. Seeing my face just inches away, Celine's heartbeat involuntarily picks up. Why are you so close? Putting in your earbud, why can't you put it in the right ear? Because I was holding the left one. After carefully fitting the earbud in place, I finally sit back down. If you don't like the left side, I can switch it. Celine rolls her eyes. No need. He did that on purpose. Ash absolutely did that on purpose. The Mid-Autumn Festival is in a few days. Are you going home for it? No. It's only a 3-day break. Too much hassle traveling back and forth. It's a shame though. Since starting college, this will be my second Mid-Autumn Festival away from home. I really miss the fireworks show on Champion Isle back home. Back in their hometown, there is a scenic spot in the middle of a great river. Over time, swirling currents and accumulated sediment formed a small island, which eventually became a local attraction. During holidays, especially grand ones like mid-autumn, after getting approval, the island's scenic management office would hold a fireworks show on the island. But since coming to Jingdu, where fireworks are strictly banned, she hasn't seen any in a long time. Do you miss it that much? Come to think of it, ever since I joined the National Academy and left Shangnan, I haven't seen the Champion Isle fireworks either. Just a tiny bit. But it's only wishful thinking. Jingdu doesn't allow fireworks. I wouldn't be so sure about that. How would you know? How about we make a bet? What kind of bet? If there are fireworks on Mid-Autumn night, you kiss me. Deal? And if there aren't, then I kiss you. Either way, you come out ahead. Celine rolls her eyes hard. That's a total ripoff. Only a fool would take that bet. After getting back to campus, I help Celine grab food for her roommates, then walk her back to the dorm. When I get back to my own room, Derek and the others aren't back yet. I pull out my phone and open an app with a special icon. The screen flashes blue instantly. This is a little program I built on the fly back at the research facility. Nothing fancy, but it can detect every signal source within a 20-meter radius. After confirming the room is clean, no surveillance, no listening devices, I pull out my secure phone and call President Morrison. He picks up quickly. His warm laughter comes through the line. Ash, didn't we just see each other yesterday? What's the occasion? President Morrison, I'm planning to set up a lab at Jingdu University. I'll also need you to allocate some materials and equipment my way. Got something new brewing? Yes, I'll compile the materials list and send it to your email shortly. That evening, military green trucks roll onto the Jingdu University campus one after another, instantly drawing a crowd. The next day, I stand in the spacious, empty lab, looking at rows upon rows of precision instruments, and clap my hands together. Let's begin. Meanwhile, at the girls' dorm, since Celine and her roommates have no morning classes, they stay in. Mia is resting, and the other two roommates are at the library. As for Celine, she's watching the stock market. This is one of the reasons certain Jingdu University professors have their eyes on her. Her instinct for finance is razor sharp. In just her first year of college, she turned $200,000 in family seed money into $300,000 in profit. Nearly 150% return. But just then, a notification pops up on the corner of her screen. An email. When she sees it, Celine freezes for a second, then quickly moves her cursor and clicks in. It's an email from Jingdu University. After scanning through the contents, she lets out an ecstatic scream right there in the dorm. No way, is this real? Oh my god, Professor Zhang wants to take me on as his direct master's to doctoral student. This Professor Zhang is a renowned finance professor at Jingdu University and one of the few authoritative figures in economics nationwide. He even helped draft legislation related to economic policy. Celine had originally planned to take the entrance exam for his graduate program, but instead she has been directly admitted without examination for the combined program. The moment she finishes her undergraduate degree, she can go straight into his program. She immediately grabs her phone and fires off a text to me. Ash, Professor Zhang from our department, he's accepting me into his combined master's doctoral program. He's a top authority in economics. Mia leans over, looking at Celine in amazement. Celine, this Professor Zhang you're talking about, is he the same old professor who told you he'd welcome you to apply for his graduate program? In their school of business, every student studying anything related to economics has heard of this professor. Yes, quick, call the other two back. Lunch is on me today. We're all going out to eat. 1 week later, my phone rings. I check the caller. It's President Morrison. President Morrison, it's Ash, what's going on? Under normal circumstances, Morrison never calls me, especially not after 9 at night. Ash, I'm truly sorry to bother you this late, but there's something extremely urgent that requires your assistance. Morrison pauses briefly, then asks, how many sets of nano battle armor do you have operational in your lab? 9. Good. In half an hour, a military helicopter will be there to take you to the military command center. Bring all 9 sets of the nano armor. Come to the military base first. I can't disclose the details over the phone. Half an hour later, carrying the 9 sets of nano battle armor and their nano storage capsules, I board the military helicopter and cut through the night sky toward military headquarters in Jingdu. What happened? It must be serious. We're not sure. Our orders are just to transport you. Beyond that, we know nothing. I furrow my brow but say nothing more. Over an hour later, I'm led into a command center. The sight of it only deepens my frown. The moment I walk in, Commander Yang immediately rises from his station. He skips all pleasantries and leads me straight to the front of the command center, ordering a soldier beside him to project a feed onto the main screen. Academician Ashton, take a look at this. In an instant, the giant screen fills with a tropical rainforest. Dense trees tower into the clouds, and right in the center of the frame are several dogs encased in steel armor. Yes, dogs. Their entire bodies are covered in metal. They are 2 to 3 times the size of a normal dog. Vicious fangs jut out from their jaws. Thick, sticky drool drips from their mouths, and wherever the drool hits the ground it sizzles and smokes, clearly highly corrosive. My expression hardens instantly. What is this? This is exactly why we called you in. This footage was transmitted from our national border 1 hour ago. The location falls within the patrol zone of one of our border special forces units. 1 hour ago, during a routine patrol, our soldiers discovered these bizarre hounds charging across the border. We believe they are mutant organisms created by a cross-border criminal syndicate, but these creatures are beyond anything we've encountered. Bullets can't kill them. Fire can't even singe a single hair on their bodies. We've already lost an entire special ops squad because of them. As I listen to Commander Yang's briefing and watch the footage, suddenly my heart rate spikes. This is not simple genetic evolution. Someone has deliberately manipulated the gene chain mutations inside these mutant hounds, and even spliced in foreign genetic fragments. What do you need me to do? Right now, over a dozen Special Forces soldiers are still fighting these hounds in the jungle. If these creatures breach the border perimeter and reach civilian areas, the consequences would be catastrophic. So we need to deploy fighter jets to deliver the nano battle armor to the Special Forces on the ground, and have them use the armor to stop these things. Understood, but since they're not trained on the nano armor, I'll need to remotely operate the suits, bonding them to our soldiers for combat. Also, once this is over, I want an intact specimen. One of those mutant hound corpses. I need to study their gene sequence. For the first time, a truly grave expression settles across my face. I know these mutant hounds are hiding secrets that no one has yet uncovered. Around 1 in the morning, I finally leave the military base. I can't get back to campus at this hour, and I don't stay at the base guest house either. I head back toward campus and check into a comfortable hotel nearby. After a quick wash, I see the goodnight text Celine sent over an hour ago. I send a brief reply, then lie in the hotel room, weighed down by heavy thoughts. I need to think. Really think about what happened tonight. On the surface it looks like a simple case of animal mutation, but for someone who possesses the eternal knowledge vault, I need to think much further. Just then my phone buzzes several times in a row. I tilt my head and check. It's Celine. Still up this late? Did something happen? Pick up the phone. Reading these messages, I take a deep breath, and reach for my phone with slightly trembling hands to reply. But the very next second, Celine's call comes through. I force my fingers steady, take several more deep breaths, and even run to the bathroom to splash cold water on my face. Once I feel slightly more composed, I walk back into the room and answer with my usual tone. Ash, are you asleep? Not yet. What's up? I thought you went to bed already. Woke up that fast. I couldn't fall asleep. Why? Miss me? Maybe a little. I just saw your text. Are you unhappy about something? Girls are incredibly perceptive. Just from the way I texted, she can sense that something happened and my mood is at rock bottom. What makes you say that? Maybe we just know each other that well. I just know you're not okay. So you called? I was worried you had something on your mind but no one to talk to. Let me come find you. If something's bothering you, don't keep it bottled up. You can tell me. Don't be sad alone, okay? Isn't the dorm already past curfew? You think a little curfew can stop this beauty from seeing her man? After hanging up, Celine quickly climbs out of bed, tiptoes across the room, and quietly opens her wardrobe. She picks out a casual outfit and changes out of her pajamas. Just as she is about to open the door, a voice calls out, "Celine, where are you going this late?" Celine hesitates, then immediately leans in close to Mia and whispers nervously, "Mia, you're still awake? The time has come for you to serve your sister. What do you want? I need to go out for a bit. Gonna find Ash?" Celine nods silently. Mia's eyes light up. She hops off her bed and whispers, "Now you're talking. I'm wide awake. You're not sneaking into the boys' dorm, are you? How exciting." Celine shoots Mia a look in the darkness. "What goes on in that brain of yours? Ash isn't in his dorm tonight. He got a hotel room nearby. I'm going to find him." "What's wrong? Our campus, Queen. What are you even imagining?" I get it. So what's the plan?" We climb out the window. Their dorm had done this before, when they all went shopping together once and came back late. They got a classmate to quietly open the lobby window of the girls' dorm so they could sneak back in. We sneak downstairs, make sure the dorm warden is asleep, then I climb out the window and you lock it behind me. Mia nods without hesitation, then adds with a smirk, "Deal, but promise me you two will be safe." Oh shush. The sneaky duo quickly makes their way downstairs. After getting through the iron gate separating the floors, they reach the ground floor lobby. The dorm warden's room is a small room right off the lobby. The light inside is already off. Faint moonlight spills across the floor. Celine and Mia dash to the window along the lobby wall. Together, they carefully push the window open. Celine nimbly swings herself up onto the windowsill, then turns back to Mia. "I'm off. Remember to lock the window." Mia flashes her a thumbs up. The next second, Celine hops over the ledge and lands on the ground, but someone left an empty soda can right by the window. Celine's foot comes down squarely on the can, sending a loud clatter through the night. In an instant, the light in the dorm warden's room flicks on. "Which one of you little rascals is climbing out windows again to dodge curfew?" Celine's face drops. "Mia, run! You be careful!" Celine bolts into the night. Mia slams the window shut. She peeks at the warden's moving shadow, and seeing the warden hasn't come out yet, takes off running back to the stairwell. Close call. Very close call. Half an hour later, Celine knocks on the door of my hotel room. Seeing her standing there looking adorable, I immediately ask, "How did you even get out?" "Ha! Didn't you know? The lobby window on the first floor of the girls' dorm opens from the inside." I climbed out the window. "Mr. Ashton, I came all this way. You're not gonna leave me standing out here, are you?" I step aside. The moment Celine is through the door, she leaps onto the bed, throws back the covers, pats the spot beside her, and waves me over with an eager grin. Come here, keep me company. Let's chat and unwind. A smile slowly breaks through the weight on my face. I tuck my emotions away carefully and walk over to Celine with a smile. Coming to my room this late at night. Aren't you scared of me? Not one bit. I stare at Celine so intently that her cheeks start to flush. Stop staring at me. Let me hold you first. Celine freezes for a few seconds. Looking into my flickering, unsteady eyes, her heart aches. Even though I've hidden my emotions well, she sees right through me. He used to be so proud. His eyes always radiated confidence and boldness. But now they are clouded, dim, defeated, and drained. Even though my face still carries traces of a smile, something is unmistakably missing from behind those eyes. The spark that was once there is gone. Celine wraps her arms around me. She watches as I nuzzle my head into her chest, like a kitten looking for a warm spot. Celine says nothing. She just quietly runs her fingers through my thick hair. In terms of hair volume alone, this is one trait of mine that doesn't exactly scream national research scientist. After a long while, I finally lift my head. She looks at me with gentle concern. Tell me, something happened, didn't it? That's why you're upset. I shake my head. I can't say. I nod slightly. Celine takes a deep breath then naturally lies down across my lap, looks up at me and smiles. Okay, if you can't tell me then you don't have to. But the next moment my stomach lets out a loud growl. Are you hungry? A little. I think back. Since this evening, between showering, rushing to the military command center, and coming back here, I haven't eaten a single thing. Now that Celine mentions it, I actually do feel hungry. Want some late-night snacks? Didn't you say you don't do late-night eating because it makes you gain weight? I'm ordering for you! Then do you want some too? Well, if you're inviting me, I suppose I could reluctantly help you eat just a tiny bit, just a taste, only a little. Actually, maybe not. If you gain weight, that's on me. How about this then? What? Find a coin. We flip it to decide. Heads we eat, tails we don't. If the coin shatters, no snacks tonight. Deal? Let's just skip the coin. I'll just have to trouble the lovely Miss Celine to help me eat a tiny portion of my snacks. Just a tiny bit? You're the one inviting me. I'm not eating on purpose. Yes, of course. There is no particular reason, but ever since Celine showed up, my mood has lifted considerably. Celine quickly places a delivery order. Since delivery takes about half an hour, Celine waves her phone and looks up at me. We've got some time to kill. Want to watch something? She grins proudly. Let me tell you, I recently found the most amazing drama series. I nod. Celine immediately adjusts her position in my arms, settles into a cozier spot, and opens the romance drama she has been following. She watches quietly. I don't say a word either. I just hold Celine and watch the show with her on the bed. The night is still. The room is perfectly quiet except for the sound from the phone and Celine's soft giggles whenever a funny scene comes on. She has this habit when watching shows, especially in my arms. Every time she laughs, she squirms around. After a while, Celine suddenly goes still. What are you thinking about? About our future. About what our home will look like someday. A place with a sofa and a rug we picked out together. An open balcony where we can feel the breeze. Lined with pots of flowers and plants we grew with our own hands. In the kitchen, a pot of soup I made for you, bubbling away on the stove. Maybe we'll even adopt a little stray cat together. And when the sky turns dark, I'll stand by the floor-to-ceiling window, watching the city lights outside. And when the door opens, you'll walk in with a smile and say, I'm home. I'll run over and hug you. The little cat will curl up at your feet. The cat is yours. The starlit night sky outside is yours. And me, I'm yours too. After saying all of this, Celine slowly lifts her head and smiles at me. Do you think we'll really have a future like that? Of course, we'll love each other until we're 80. What, we start fighting at 81? Never. I just suddenly want to fast forward 60 years to see if I'm still with you. To see the answer. To see how many kids we'll have. Whether we'll be dancing together in the park. And when our grandchildren ask me how I won you over, I'll definitely tell them, no. Your grandma chased me first. She was even cuter than you kids when she was young. And if the little ones refuse to brush their teeth, I'll tell them, if you don't brush your teeth, you'll end up just like your grandma, a toothless granny. You jerk. You're the toothless one. You'll be a gummy old grandpa. This night is the only night I don't enter the eternal knowledge vault to study. Every other night I had spent most of my time inside the vault, studying every kind of science and technology imaginable. But tonight I want to give myself a break. Time passes slowly. The night grows deep and heavy. The air conditioning hums softly, blowing cool air through the room. But cold beads of sweat begin to form on my forehead. My brow knots tightly. Pain and anguish twist across my face. No! I bolt upright in bed, looking out the window at the faint glow beginning to light the horizon. I finally let out a long breath of relief. Celine, sleeping peacefully beside me, is jolted awake by my cry. She rubs her bleary eyes, then immediately sits up and leans against my chest, listening to my heart pounding wildly. She looks up at me with worry. What happened? Did you have a nightmare? Yeah. Celine moves closer and smiles gently. It's okay. I'm right here. Go back to sleep. I squeeze Celine's soft hand, take a breath, and lie back down. But even though the nightmare is over, my mind is far from calm. A massive wave of unrest is already building inside me. The next day, Celine wakes up early. Celine, you're really going all out with the outfit. Are you trying to make your ash drool? Careful, you might not make it back to campus tonight. This is our first time going to an amusement park together. Just the two of us. Of course I want to look nice. Girls grow up and their hearts fly away, I swear. On my end, I stare at the incoming call from President Morrison. I hesitate for a few seconds before picking up. President Morrison, what's going on? Ash, the military's research results are in. When do you have time to come to the base and take a look? Major discovery. They've decoded the genetic code. Is it urgent? Yes, the genetic code they found is extremely unusual. This is a type of genetic code that has never appeared on Earth before. When can you come to the Military Research Institute to take a look? I hesitate for a few seconds. Maybe in a while. I want to stay on campus a bit longer. Did something happen? Not really. I've just been pushing too hard lately. I need a real break. I don't believe I'm invincible, especially when dealing with something this unknown. Even though I've prepared myself to accept certain possibilities, right now, I just want to be selfish for once. The world keeps turning without anyone. Sometimes I even think, what if I just lived a quiet, ordinary life on campus as a student? Graduate, date Celine properly, get married, have kids, no grand ambitions. A simple, content life. That actually doesn't sound bad at all. How long do you need? This might be something only you can solve. Right now, neither the Academy's researchers nor the militaries have any idea what to do with the genetic code extracted from those mutant hounds. That's why he's calling me. Maybe I can find a way. I let out a long sigh. I'm not sure, maybe I'll take an extended leave. I see. In the end, he lets out a soft sigh too. That's fair. Then rest well at school. What I have already done for this country is more than enough. Even if I never touch scientific research again, my place in the global history of science is already secured. I hang up. But as my hand holding the phone slowly drops to my side, the smile fades from my face. 3 years ago, I charged into the unknown without hesitation to develop the lithography machine in the northern frontier. What was it all for? Outside the girls' dorm, Celine walks up to me beaming with excitement. But she can clearly sense that something is off about me. Or rather, ever since that night, I haven't been the same. She can feel it because she has seen the version of me that was fearless and unstoppable. Not this version, who may look relaxed on the surface but carries a heaviness that never leaves. This is not like me. Celine smiles softly and gently links her arm with mine. What's wrong? Nothing. Is it the Academy again? I fall silent for a long moment, then slowly nod. Is it serious? More serious than anything I've ever faced before. It could trigger international upheaval. If that genetic code is truly from outer space and possesses such terrifying abilities, the world will descend into chaos. Celine goes quiet. There was a time when he was just the boy who napped in class and made her keep watch for the teacher. But in the blink of an eye, he's dealing with threats at this level. And why am I hesitating now? Because of her? Or because of the responsibility I feel inside? She has always known that my sense of duty runs far deeper than anything I show on the surface. Am I afraid? Afraid I can't bear this weight? Thinking this through, Celine suddenly tiptoes up and plants a kiss on my cheek. Then she lets go of my hand, pretending not to care. Go back to where you're needed. I stare at her, caught off guard. So we're not going to the amusement park today? Celine smiles. You dummy. We have so much time ahead of us. The amusement park, today or next time, what difference does it make? Celine squeezes my hand. I don't know exactly what you're all working on, but haven't you already done an amazing job so far? You need to believe that you're not just my son. With your abilities, you could be the sun for so many more people. Of course, you can shine your light on everyone. But in your heart, you're only allowed to have one girl. I'm still very possessive about that. Then looking into my eyes, a spark of admiration fills hers. I've always believed that the man I fell in love with will always be the one clad in golden armor, riding on rainbow clouds, standing tall against the world, the greatest hero of all, afraid of nothing. My eyes flicker. I gently squeeze Celine's hand. Slowly the resolve returns to my gaze, standing tall against the world, afraid of nothing. Can I really be that hero? Perhaps I can. 1 hour later, a military helicopter lifts off from in front of my lab at Jingdu University. On the campus field below, Celine sits on the grass, watching the helicopter grow smaller and smaller in the sky. After a long silence, she can't help but smile. That's the Ash I know, the purest version of him. I hope the boy I love more than anything will have all evil retreat before him and nothing stand in his way. I'll be right here on campus, waiting for you to come home. At the classified 7th generation aerospace engine research facility, deep inside the massive underground test chamber, at the center of a colossal ring structure, there is no traditional engine prototype. Instead, there is an eerie, pale blue glow that warps the light around it. Within the distortion field, barely visible, is the outline of a shuttle-shaped craft. Ash stands at the main control console, the data cascading down the screens before him, the culmination of months of relentless work. Director Wallace, President Morrison, Professor Grant, and a host of senior figures from the Academy and the Engineering Corps stand behind him, holding their breath, eyes locked on the core. Drive Force Propulsion Verification Craft Cosmos 1, initiating primary thrust test. The command is given. The shuttlecraft, suspended in warp space, does not move by its own thrust. Instead, the bent fabric of space itself begins to carry it forward in a way that defies every known law of physics. The speedometer readings begin to climb. The initial velocity is modest, but this is not acceleration produced by any reaction force. Space itself is moving the craft. An achievement for the ages, a breakthrough that changes everything. I look at the stable readouts on screen and the dreamlike scene at the center of the chamber. A smile of relief crosses my face, but deep behind my eyes lies a depth that is difficult to read. Meanwhile, at Jingdu University, Celine has just finished an advanced financial theory class. She walks along the tree-lined path back to the dorm, books in her arms. Autumn sunlight filters through the yellowing ginkgo leaves, casting dappled light on the ground. Her phone buzzes. The screen shows a message from a special encrypted channel. Phase complete, all is well, don't worry. The fireworks promise is close to my heart. Return date uncertain, but my heart is already home. The corners of Celine's lips curve up into a bright smile. She lifts her gaze toward the vast blue northern sky, where a faint contrail slowly drifts across the heavens. But beneath this calm, dark currents are stirring. On the very night Ash's team celebrates their initial success, a heavily encrypted emergency briefing lands on his temporary office desk. The situation is far more complex than we imagined. This has gone beyond scientific rivalry. There are clear signs of non-natural intervention. I nod. A sharp glint passes through my eyes. I understand. In the days that follow, my time splits into two halves. By day, I immerse myself in optimizing the drive force propulsion theory and planning the next round of experiments. By night, I lead the Prodigy team through the vast depths of the Eternal Knowledge Vault, searching for any clue connected to that mysterious genetic code. Celine senses the exhaustion and pressure I'm hiding. She doesn't pry. She simply sends me hometown snacks in the mail and shares funny campus stories over video calls. The turning point comes late one night. In an obscure, forgotten corner of the Eternal Knowledge Vault, I discover records of a long-extinct ancient civilization. This civilization documented something they called the Primordial Code, a fundamental information unit of the universe, and certain fragments of the mysterious gene sequence share a stunning mathematical congruence with what the records describe as a degraded or fragmented expression of the primordial code. I report to Director Wallace and the highest authorities. We must stop them. If this power spirals out of control, it could disrupt the laws of physics across an entire region, or even trigger an unpredictable space-time catastrophe. A war without smoke or fire quietly begins. The highest decision-makers authorize Ash, when necessary, to deploy classified technologies from the Cosmos Project in coordination with intelligence agencies to infiltrate the target laboratory and, if necessary, destroy it. Back at Jingdu University, finals are approaching. Celine stays up late at the library, studying for an important exam. When she rubs her tired eyes and gathers her books to leave, she finds a missed call and a single message on her phone, both from Ash's encrypted number. The message contains only 2 words, "Come home." Celine calls back immediately, but the line won't connect. She practically sprints back to the dorm, opens her laptop and scours the news for any clue. International headlines are calm, but on fringe tech forums and social media, vague reports begin circulating. Unusual geological activity in a remote area, accompanied by brief but powerful electromagnetic pulses. Eyewitnesses claim they saw twisted bands of light in the sky. At the northern frontier base, the tension has reached a breaking point. I stand in the cockpit of the upgraded Cosmos 1, wearing a specially designed flight suit. Director Wallace's voice comes through the communicator, heavy with concern he can't hide. "Ash, be careful out there. Just send back the data. Safety first." "Understood. I'll deliver the gift on time." The pale blue drive force cannon activates once more. Cosmos 1 slides silently into warped space, accelerating in an instant toward a target zone hundreds of miles away, detecting high-intensity biological energy field and space-time distortion. The target is attempting to open a stable micro-wormhole. Deploy the gift. A small, inconspicuous device detaches from the craft and plummets toward the target. The instant it nears the mass, the device activates, releasing a devastating directed energy pulse. The flesh construct lets out a soundless shriek, convulsing violently. The warped space around it begins rippling like the surface of disturbed water. Then something goes wrong. The mass fires a sickly green beam of energy straight at Cosmos 1. Despite my best efforts to dodge, the beam clips the side of the craft. Alarms blare through the cockpit. Shield compromised. Right engine power dropping. Drive shaping field unstable. I feel an ice-cold psychic shock slam directly into my consciousness, flooding it with raw violence and the urge to destroy. The Eternal Knowledge Vault activates automatically. An invisible psychic barrier forms around the edges of my mind, blocking the assault. But the violent mental clash leaves me dizzy. I focus every last ounce of willpower, no more holding back. I channel the vast majority of Cosmos 1's remaining energy into the drive force engine, generating an even more powerful localized spatial distortion. Like an invisible giant's palm, it slams down onto the writhing flesh construct in the shattered laboratory beneath it. There is no explosion. Instead, a deep, muffled roar, the sound of space being forcibly flattened. The glow below, the warped space and the monstrous biological creation vanish without a trace. All that remains is a valley scraped clean, as if plowed by the hand of God. 1 week later, by Wyoming Lake at Jingdu University, Celine and I sit side by side on a bench by the lake. The last rays of sunlight paint the water gold. My face is still a little pale. Celine leans gently against my shoulder and holds my slightly cold hand. "You're back. That's all that matters." Her voice carries the relief of someone who barely escaped the worst. "Yeah, I promised you I wouldn't disappear without reason again." Celine lifts her head and looks into my eyes, steady and serious. "Ash, I know you're doing something important, maybe something dangerous, maybe I'll never fully understand it, but please always remember this. No matter how high or how far you fly, this place will always be your anchor. I may not be able to fight beside you, but I will be right here, keeping a light on for you to come home to." I take her hand and hold it tight. My gaze drifts across the shimmering lake. "Celine, this world is bigger than we ever imagined, and far more complex. There is light and there is darkness so deep you can't see the bottom. The path I've chosen is destined to be full of unknowns and challenges, but it's precisely because I have someone to protect, someone as wonderful as you, that I find the courage to face that darkness." I turn to look at her. gazing deeply into Celine's eyes. When this is all over, I'm taking you to see fireworks. Not on Champion Isle. Maybe somewhere where you can see the curve of the entire Earth. Celine blinks in surprise, then her eyes shimmer with wonder, and tears she didn't expect. She nods firmly. Okay, I'll wait for you. Night falls gently. Campus streetlights flicker on one by one. The two of them lean against each other on the bench, neither saying a word. The story of Ash and Celine, the story of humanity's journey across the stars, and the challenges of an unknown universe, has only just turned to a new chapter. Their fates are now bound together, about to embark as one.